And in this rare footage, a large racer is consuming a smaller racer. In nature, having a varied diet can bolster an organism's chances of survival, and the Bohemian racer is no exception. It has been known to eat small birds and mice. Like Bohemian boas, springtime is the mating season for racers. Bohemian racers, unlike Bohemian boas, are oviparous or egg-laying. Females usually lay several oval-shaped, leathery eggs 2 months after mating. 2 months later, the eggs hatch into baby racers. Unfortunately, many snakes do not live long enough to breed. Many are killed by people who have strong misguided fears about snakes, thinking that they are evil demonic creatures that kill human babies. There's been many photos floating around on social media of persons holding dead or dying snakes with pride, thinking that they have done a righteous act. This mindset is worrisome and dangerous as it threatens the lives of some of the most iconic Bohemian animals. Organizations like the Bahamas National Trust and Pastoral Garden Zoo, as well as animal enthusiasts in the Bahamas, are continuing to educate Bahamians about the importance of snakes and continue towards dispelling false rumors about our endemic snakes. More work still needs to be done, however, but it's refreshing to see more and more Bahamians, upon interacting with our snakes and learning more about them, that they realize that these snakes are not dangerous, but are actually beneficial to the Bahamian environment as rat eradicators and animals important to maintaining healthy Bahamian ecosystems. Until we realize that all of our endemic animals are valuable, we will never be able to fully appreciate all that's ours.
Cash Primary School Boys Club of Excellence program
is a very beneficial program to the boys because when they are here, I have seen some of our most troubled boys turn around.
We selected a school where you can make an impact from an elementary stage. The program is really to give the young men an outlet to do something different.
There are more times that every child is not academic. They are also technical. And this is one of the clubs that helps to push that because education is very important and we need to bring more people in to encourage our children.
We want to show them that this is a life that they can live. They're exposed to men in the community that are all about making young men better. Crime-free.
Looks like me.
Do your part. Join the movement to a safer Bahamas.
At Rusty Bethel Drive, I'm Pastoral Forbes. This is ZNS.
It's What's Trending with Jimenita Swain and the Bahama Beauty. At the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas from Studio A. It all starts right now.
Hello and welcome, everyone. It's Tuesday, June 10th, and you're tuned into the ultimate destination for all things lifestyle, entertainment, and everything in between. I'm Kendany Campbell-Moss, filling in for Jimenita Swain, and you're watching What's Trending, the show where we bring you the latest trends, hottest news, and insider tips on living your very best life. Whether you're here for fashion, food, fitness, or the latest buzz from social media, we have got you covered. Gun violence is a conversation we can no longer afford to avoid. Across the communities, lives are being cut short, families shattered, and neighborhoods living in fear. This holiday weekend, gun violence once again cast a dark shadow over our communities, claiming 1 life and injuring 2 in the capital. As the nation grapples with growing concerns around firearms, the conversation too often centers on fear and tragedy. But today, we're shifting that focus. Representatives from the National Firearms Association are here. We will explore the importance of proper firearm storage, safety protocols, and how education can help reduce accidental shootings and promote responsible ownership. Whether you own a firearm or not, this is information every household should hear. Father's Day is around the corner, and if you're still wondering what to get Daddy, we have got you covered. We're sharing clever, cool, and totally unexpected Father's Day gift ideas, from bourbon bundles to gadgets he'll actually use. It's time to level up your gifting game, and yes, Daddy will totally notice. Father's Day is about to get a whole lot smoother. Don't go anywhere. We've got more of what's trending after the break.
Celebrating all things pineapple. General Manager of Cultural and Authentic Events for the Ministry of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, Nicola Reed Simmons, announced this year's Pineapple Festival in Gregorytown, Eleuthera, which aims to offer a taste of the sweets and treats you know and love.
So the Ministry of Tourism is hosting once again the 36th annual Pineapple Festival in beautiful Gregorytown, Eleuthera. It's going to be held June 6th and 7th. We want to encourage everyone to come on down. It's going to be a great time. There's something for everyone. The Pineapple Festival is a celebration of pineapple farming on the island of Eleuthera, and it is an opportunity for all the farmers to share their crops, and we like to encourage that. The festival, as you know, is one of tourism's signature events, and it attracts Bohemians and visitors from all walks of life. It drives incremental sales and travel to the island, and it provides an opportunity to enhance the visitor experience. And of course, everyone, they end up recommending the beautiful island, tourists and locals alike. This year's Pineapple Festival, all of the fun games that they normally have, like the pineapple eating contest, everyone looks forward to that. Of course, there are going to be bush tea demos, pineapple jam making demonstrations. At night, it comes alive, the best in entertainment, the best in Bohemian music. This particular event really focuses on the tradition of pineapple farming. There's so much to learn about that particular culture, why we do our part to assist the local farmers on the island. It's just a fun time. We want everyone to come out and experience the island and what they have to offer, but with great music, great entertainment. I want to also let everyone know, to get in, for adults it's $10 and for kids it's $5. It's a good time. It's not a lot of money, and it's 2 days of fun and excitement in the sun.
For more tourism updates, visit Tourism Today or Bahamas.com. I'm Michael Miller, and this is Tourism Today.
Summer in the Bahamas. The weather is hot, but not as hot as the ZNS summer packages. Get ads on ZNS TV or ZNS Radio Network or the TV community page, or a combination of all three. ZNS has got you covered with great prices, whatever package you choose. Book before June 7th and get the local Federation Championship Baseball bonus, full of all kinds of extras, free of charge. Contact your account executive or call ZNS Sales at 502-3800 today. Hot summer package rates valid until July 31st.
By giving unconditionally, not expecting anything in return, I thought was a wonderful way of showing this love, and I believe that it is love that truly draws people, and so I thought we could cover a lot more people by feeding. Volunteers, you know, they have truly been sold.
My passion is to help, and I thank God for what I can do through the help of Bahamas Feeding Network.
Welcome back. In a time when conversations around firearms often focus on violence and danger, it's equally important to highlight the role of education and responsibility. Last week, we spoke with the Director of Training and Explosives, Virgil Starb, from the National Firearms Association Bahamas, an organization committed to promoting safe and responsible firearm ownership throughout education and training. Understanding gun safety isn't just for owners, it's a vital part of protecting families and communities across the Bahamas. Take a look.
Well, the National Firearms Association of the Bahamas is a non-governmental organization. We were formed officially about 5 years ago. And our main goal is to promote training and safety and responsible firearm ownership. So our focus is mainly on firearm holders, licensed firearm holders, which is about between 30 to 40,000 licensed firearm holders now currently in the Bahamas. So our goal is to get them trained and properly organized that they can be responsible firearm owners. It's very important because we have persons that don't just own one firearm, but multiple firearms. So storing those in the home, transporting them to and from the range, transporting them in your vehicle, knowing your environment around the home, keeping them safe from children especially is one of the main goals. And a lot of persons, they own firearms, but they never use them. So if they have to use that firearm, we want them to be responsible in how to safely use that firearm. One of the main things is storage, especially if there are children in the home, because we don't want children coming across firearms. Keeping the ammunition and the firearms separate from each other. Making sure there are trigger locks and other locking mechanism on that firearm. Keeping the safe locked. Keeping the keys that gain you access to that safe secured. If you're moving the firearm from your home to your vehicle, notice your surroundings, especially if you have cameras around your home. Check your cameras, make sure there's nobody watching you, especially in your vehicle. If you're keeping that firearm in the vehicle, put it in the trunk, lock the trunk, stuff like that. I think persons really don't focus much on gun safety because in the context of firearms, most people only hear about firearms in the commission of a crime. So firearm safety is not one of the main things persons usually think about when it comes to firearms. And a lot of people watch the movies, so they think, it's pick up a firearm and you can handle it the way you handle it in the movie. But there's a lot of nuances that go into handling a firearm safely, because one mistake could cost a life or multiple lives. And so one of the misconceptions is, you can fire this firearm, and when the bullet goes, you don't know where it's going to end, where it's going to end up. It can go through a wall, can hit a bystander, can go through a vehicle. So one of the misconceptions is firing a firearm, especially in residential areas. Sometimes people go and they have these independence parties or these parties and they fire the firearms in the air. That bullet will come down and it will drop somewhere. So one of the misconceptions is you can just fire a firearm randomly anywhere in the neighborhood or anywhere, and once you're not aiming it directly at a person or property, it's not going to cause damage. So these are one of the misconceptions that we want to get, especially the young people. We want to let them know that firing that bullet, it will land somewhere and it will cause damage or cause a life. We have two types of gun safety courses. One is for children under the age of 18. That course specifically encourages them that if they see something, say something. What to do if they see a firearm, if they come across a firearm, whether it's on the ground, whether it's in a home and it's unattended. Teach them not to touch it, teach them to find a responsible adult or law enforcement. So that aspect of child safety for gun owners, for gun safety is for children. And then there's one for 18 years and older, where persons may want to purchase a firearm or already own a firearm, that we have courses that cater to those two different aspects of firearm ownership and firearm safety. In the context of handling a firearm safely, there are many different things that you can do with a firearm. There's clay shooting, there's target shooting, there's gun safety training, and most persons only think of a firearm in terms of either hunting or committing a crime or taking a life. But we want you to come and join the National Firearm Association, and there's many, many fun aspects to firearms and firearm usage. And so we just want to encourage persons to come out, see what the National Firearm Association is all about when it comes to training people on how to safely use a firearm and how to use a firearm for fun activities, and just encourage them that a gun is not bad and a firearm is not bad if they can come out and just learn all about it.
After the break, we're continuing the conversation on gun safety. We sat down with the Director of Regional Interest and Development from the National Firearms Association to explore how we're going to work with the community and law enforcement to promote responsible firearm ownership, safety education, and mutual understanding. Let's talk solutions, not sides. Stay tuned.
Diet-friendly special.
Did you know you could send a local bank transfer to a $1 wallet? It's the same as sending a transfer to an account at another local bank. Simply use the wallet's 12-digit top-up address as the account number, savings as the account type, Central Bank of the Bahamas as the bank, and $1 as the branch with branch code or transit number 12,000. Don't use urgent or priority delivery. Transfers to $1 wallets are processed through the Bahamas Automated Clearinghouse Network within 1 business day.
Just what is it that you want to do? And we want to have a good time. We want to be free to do what we want to do.
This is where it happens. Those moments that impact our lives. Giving you the information that you need this hurricane season. Wherever there is news, we're there.
We seem to remember our athletes when they make us proud at the finish line. Throw a junk in a parade when they return home, toss them a few dollars. And then forget about them until the next Members of the prestigious Fourth Estate should never sell themselves to any politician. Instead, keep their hands and noses clean in order to publish or broadcast the unadulterated truth. Well, that's how I see it anyway.
Read as I see it, exclusively at ZNSBahamas.com. New articles premiere on Mondays at 9 a.m.
Hello, I'm Mario Nuri. It's never too early to prepare for a hurricane, and we want to make sure our community is always ready. So we invite you to join us for another A Familiar Walk, Step Towards Hurricane Preparedness, with special guests, Lisa Pinder, Director General, Dr. Trevor Johnson of the Bahamas Red Cross, Disaster Risk Management Authority representatives, and Charles Johnson of J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers. So do join us and stay weather aware.
And now we chat with Gamal Nuri from the National Firearms Association to speak about their hands-on work promoting gun safety, supporting local law enforcement, and building trust through outreach and training. From youth programs to public safety partnerships, we are working to ensure firearm ownership comes with knowledge and accountability.
Oh, most definitely. We collaborate with law enforcement agencies here in the Bahamas and regionally. We also work with community-based organizations, churches. We work with youth organizations to ensure that firearm safety is a message that's spread at all tiers of the society. The biggest misconception is the violence that's prevalent in the community. And when persons hear firearms, it's an automatic connection with violence that occurs. And the association is doing a lot of work to educate individuals about the fact that we are promoting firearm safety, we're promoting education in regards to how to use those firearms, how to keep those firearms, and also to ensure that individuals have the best legal footing in the event they have to use that firearm to defend themselves or their family members or their property. Well, certainly via multiple media platforms. We have a website that provides educational material. We do seminars. We're on all of the social media platforms, and we provide some type of interaction. There's also, we do a monthly meeting that allows for members to come in and share and be exposed, members and non-members, to be exposed to the various aspects of firearm safety and the awareness of it. By becoming aware of what's happening in their community and the fact that a firearm is not a dangerous tool, it's the individual who has it. So the more they become informed, by not just coming to our association, but there's a lot of other media platforms out there where Bahamians can become more informed about, what the firearm is being used for and how it can help in protecting these communities. Certainly, a lot of persons will be surprised, but make the child, if the child is at a good age, make them aware of the dangers associated with it. A lot of times parents or gun owners would try to make it a secret, so the child, through exploration and just their general curiosity, they go about and they perhaps stumble upon the weapon and they discover it and they think it's a toy. So the child needs to be made aware that there is a firearm in the home and it is not a toy and it's off limits. Added to that, the gun owner needs to put in safety mechanisms. There are gun safes. There are also trigger locks that add an extra layer of protection to the keeping of the firearm in the home. So just look for the National Firearms Association Bahamas, whether it be Facebook, LinkedIn, whether it be TikTok, whether it be Instagram, and on our website, the nationalnfa.org.bs. And those are easy avenues to gain access to our information and our material. Anyone can join our association. It's not just limited to firearms owners, because we're about educating individuals. So there may be persons who may be considering purchasing a firearm. So they're also welcome to join so they can learn about the various aspects of firearm ownership to see if they're actually ready to engage in something like that.
We'd like to extend a sincere thank you to Virgil and Gamal for taking the time to speak with us and sharing their insights. We appreciated their openness and their work that they're doing in order to make this meaningful and impactful. Now we switch gears to raise our gifting game this Father's Day. Stay tuned.
We're here at the Nassau Village Community Center project, where over the past 17 months, we've hired over 20 Bohemian subcontractors to bring this beautiful project to fruition.
I've been living in Nassau Village for more than 19 years, and to see a project like this bring great joy and pride to me.
This state-of-the-art multi-purpose community center will serve as a crime-fighting initiative in the community. Also help with the education of our kids in this community and a hurricane shelter.
Yeah, and it also shows what we as Bohemians can achieve when we work hand in hand with each other.
We have the technical know-how, and we can pretty much deliver on any project here in the Bahamas or in the world.
Bahamas Stripe and the Bohemian Company, they prove that they believe in Bahamians.
Based on the outcome of this project, I don't think they're disappointed in giving a small person an opportunity to do a job such as this.
The more opportunity they get, the more opportunity we will get.
If you look around and see the work done so far, it just shows what we as Bohemians can do.
Tired of looking at the same old kitchen? Step 1. Our talented recommended designer Mark crafts a custom design just for you. Step 2. Once your design is ready, CBS Bahamas makes ordering effortless. Your dream kitchen is within reach. Step 3. Our recommended installers bring your vision to life, ensuring every detail is perfectly in place. Sit back and relax as your dream space becomes a reality. Visit cbsbahamas.com and start bringing your home improvement dreams to life today.
The internet isn't just for surfing. There's a sea of shoppers buying online, and you can connect with them on Tingsy. Tingsy is the SBDC's online storefront built for Bahamians. Take your business to the next level by selling to customers online, both at home and around the world. People want Bahamian things, and if you got things to sell, sell on Tingsy. Find out how you can connect with a sea of buyers by visiting TingsyBahamas.com.
Host Debbie Bartlett is in the trenches with guest Kitty Chipman as social services answer a community's cry for help. Tune in this Monday at 9:30 p.m. on ZNS Television for episode 4 of Taking Social Services to the People. Social services, the heartbeat of the nation.
Covering the news seems easy, but we put thought into what we're doing. The Bahamas Tonight Access Now, here to inform, educate, and entertain. A new type of newscast featuring social media trends, news from around the islands, interviews with the people you like in our communities, sports, weather, and fabulous entertainment. That's a Bahamas Tonight Access Now with Marlena Leonard and LaDon Davis. 7:30, Monday to Friday. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Planning the execution of a newscast is serious business. From the assignment to the concept of the story, everything has to be precise, on point, always. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, is your trusted news service. We get it right the first time. Our preparation for you each night is done with care, knowing that our voices will reach you on 700 islands and keys with unquestionable accuracy. It gives me great pleasure each night to say,
welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. I'm your national anchor, Mukesh Lapinder.
Every year it happens. You ask Dad, what does he want for Father's Day? And what does he say? Don't worry about it. Well, we're worrying about it because Daddy deserves more than a last-minute necktie and a high five. We've put our thinking caps together and we've curated a list of gift ideas that are fun, functional, and way more exciting. Yes, cologne is a classic, but this year we're talking cocktails, cool gadgets, and a little something to help him kick back into style. Let's start with the whiskey lover, a great bottle of bourbon, or a smoky single malt. It's a timeless gift that says you've earned it, Pops, paired with a personalized glass gift set or a sleek decanter for the win. Got a dad who rules the backyard? Buy him a grill or a craft beer sampler, some gourmet barbecue rubs, and a cooler that keep the good times cool. Maybe Dad's the quiet type that likes a glass of red wine, a good book, and absolutely no one bothering him. A nice bottle of wine and a pair of noise-canceling headphones might just be the thing. And don't forget, not every gift has to come in a box. Think experiences, a day spa, a golf lesson, or even a pottery class. Gifts he'll actually remember and brag about. So this year, skip the predictable presents and raise the bar, literally. Whether it's a Top Chef tequila or a fun experience you didn't know you needed, there's the perfect pick for every type of dad. Don't forget the card and maybe even offer to mow the lawn. Trust me, he'll notice. There's more after the break.
If you would like to be a part of What's Trending, DM us on Instagram at What's Trending on ZNS.
Diet-friendly special.
Got termites and need to get rid of them fast, trust Rent-A-Kill Initial. With over 60 years experience in the Bahamas, the global brand, training, and expertise can't be beat. Only Rent-A-Kill Initial gives you a 3-year warranty and payment plan options on termite fumigation. No one can match the range of treatments we offer, such as fumigation, pre-construction treatments, termite monitoring, and more. No matter where you are in the Bahamas, we will come to you. When it comes to complete termite eradication, there's only one name, Rent-A-Kill Initial.
Hey, ladies, where's the Dave? Oh, okay, thanks. Bets.
Greg, what's up?
Friday, man, how you doing?
I'm doing well. He's meditating. You gotta give him at least an hour.
All right, well, I I can wait, I ain't got nothing to do. Penitentiary fail now on to independent.
Join us each Sunday at 5 p.m. and Tuesdays at 2:30 p.m. for Legends, the Untold Story, here on the ZNS Television Network.
Yo, what's up? It's your girl Nika B, and I'm bringing you the heat with my crew on The Drop. We vibing, we reacting.
Hot videos.
We talking to the hottest music producers,
hot interviewers,
Bohemian artists, and Bohemian DJs. Trust me, y'all ain't never want to miss this energy on The Drop.
This your boy Shine 242, and if you want exclusive interviews, hot videos, hot music, then tune into The Drop, man.
It's only right here on The Drop, exclusively on ZNS.
Let's go, man.
On Tuesday's show, still searching for the perfect Father's Day gift, we've got you covered. From unique finds to crowd-pleasing classics, our Father's Day gift guide has something for every kind of dad, even the one who says he doesn't need anything. And that's how we wrap up another trending day. Thank you for hanging out with us here on What's Trending. Remember, the conversation never stops. Catch up with us on Instagram at What's Trending on ZNS. Share your thoughts and let us know what you've been thinking. What do you think should be our next trend? We'll be back tomorrow at 6 p.m. with more headlines, highlights, and heat. Until then, stay curious and most of all, stay connected.
Clint Watson has been the trusted voice of journalism for over 2 decades. He is your first choice for hard-hitting discussions, your best choice for current affairs issues and investigative journalism. It's time to start the journey of relentless journalism. It's time to start the journey of facts over fiction. It's time for the Rundown with Clint Watson here on ZNS, where only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
We've heard you. We know you're tired of the reruns. We're coming back, bigger and better, on The Legal Brief. I'm your host, Ramona Farquharson. Stay tuned.
We're coming for y'all again.
Are you ready for the hardest sports show on the market? It's called The Timeout. Sundays on the ZNS Television Network. In our first show, 4 decades of sports in the country.
At the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, I'm Clint Watson, and this is ZNS.
This is the Bahamas Tonight. The Northern Edition has a look at stories making news tonight. The Immigration Minister, Alfred Sears, outlining strategic initiatives during the budget debate. Also, hear why a realtor says Grand Bahamas housing demand signals new opportunity for locals. And the GB Power Company confirms its latest hike, sparking growing frustration among residents. We have the details.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thanks so much for tuning in. Topping news tonight, in a decisive move to strengthen the nation's borders, the government is intensifying its immigration efforts with sweeping promotions, new recruitment drives, and a long-term succession plan. These initiatives were outlined today by the minister responsible for immigration, the Honorable Alfred Sears, during his contribution to the ongoing budget debate in the House of Assembly. The details in tonight's top story.
reports additional officers will also be deployed in Grand Bahama, Exuma, and the Keys, Eleuthera, and Abaco.
A major boost is on the horizon for immigration enforcement across the country as training, recruitment, and promotions take center stage in the 2024 budget communication. Minister of Immigration, the Honorable Alfred Sears, expressing in Parliament that the government has launched a full-scale promotion exercise across all ranks within the department, part of a broader effort to strengthen the agency.
Within the next several weeks, we will be delivering promotion reclassification letters to hundreds of immigration officers. The last promotion was effective in 2019.
Sears says as he traveled throughout the islands, he's seen firsthand the grit and determination of officers working under tough conditions. Their efforts, he says, deserve action, not just recognition. That's why a succession plan is now in motion.
Every office in the Department of Immigration will be held by an officer in the ranks. Yes. And we are concluding our consultation on the succession plan and will be unveiling that plan shortly.
And it's not just about promotions. More boots are hitting the ground. Last year, the government budgeted for 100 new officers. This year, he says, is no different to ensure every island has the manpower to secure our borders and manage immigration with efficiency and authority.
The recruitment and training process have been going extremely well. The young people have come with an attitude that any one of them will one day and can and will be the director of immigration.
Well, with billions in new investments and a wave of Grand Bahamians being called back home, Grand Bahama is stepping into a season of renewal. Jobs are opening up, businesses are growing, and now all eyes are on housing as demand begins to outpace supply. Officials and realtors say it's a sign of progress and a chance for locals to seize new opportunities. Raven Davis has more.
Despite over $2 billion in new investments and ongoing appeals for Grand Bahamians to return home, a new challenge has surfaced.
Now we need to have the accommodations in terms of apartments, in terms of homes being built.
According to the Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, jobs are now available, and beyond that, there's an abundance of entrepreneurial opportunities.
Grand Bahama and even especially in the city of Freeport as well, it's designed to accommodate, up to 250, 300,000 people. We right now, our population is 47,000, and it once stood at 60,000. And so there's room for expansion, there's room for development, there's room for growth.
And while Freeport may be built for growth, realtors are adding their voices to the call, encouraging Grand Bahamians to seize a stake in the housing market now, especially as more Nasuvians and international buyers turn to Grand Bahama, where real estate is still considered competitively priced.
Reach out to an agent. You can do a virtual purchase. You can come in and take virtual tours of the property. So you can't wait until you're here. You can start now. We still have available apartments for sale. We still have land, which is, of course, very much available and very affordable in Grand Bahama. And so we're inviting those persons. Start today.
But as buyers begin to show interest and new properties rise, so too does the concern over the island's aging infrastructure. Many streets remain lined with dilapidated buildings, visual echoes of past economic hardships. But according to realtor Alex Thompson, that's only part of the story.
With respect to the dilapidated buildings, believe it or not, a lot of them are under offer, under contract. But these things take time because these aren't $10,000, $30,000 arrangements. You're talking about hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars of property that is being, transferred with title.
From developments like this one just behind the Raven Mall to the renovation of the old Butler's Funeral Home, visible signs of investments are slowly emerging. While some of these deals took years to finalize, officials say progress is clearly happening. So the next time you drive through the island streets, do so with hopeful eyes. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis.
Thanks so much, Raven. Well, the cost of electricity continues to climb for residents of Grand Bahama as the Grand Bahama Power Company confirms yet another increase in fuel surcharges. Since March, fuel charges have steadily risen, a development drawing concern and frustration from many across the island. Shalia Roll reports.
Electricity customers across Grand Bahama are facing growing frustrations as the Grand Bahama Power Company announced another hike in fuel surcharges this month, bringing the rate to 0.1884 per kilowatt hours, a steady increase that began in March. The rise in monthly charges has sparked strong reaction from residents who say they are fed up with paying more while receiving no relief.
It is a difficult time to be increasing the bills and stuff like that right now. I can't believe that's you serious? They're rising it again.
The increase that we've been seeing in fuel surcharge, everybody on this island has to question and really demand an answer to it.
I just feel as if it's too much pressure on the people.
No matter how people voice their concern, they ain't doing nothing about it. They keep on getting away with it.
In an effort to update the public about the rising price of fuel costs, the Grand Bahama Power Company sharing the new fuel surcharges increase.
We got to be concerned, and I would encourage every customer, be it residential or businesses, you need to complain to the Port Authority. Not only to the Port Authority, but also report it to IRCA. Because the fuel surcharge should not be increasing like this.
These residents also say the increase comes at a time when inflation and the overall cost of living remains high, compounding the strain on families and businesses alike.
Prices keep on increasing, and things keep on going up and up and up. And how are people going to survive? Yeah, you know, some people can't afford to do a lot of things.
Cost of rent is high. For them to keep rising that, no, it's supposed to be a solution.
Calls for change are growing louder. Many believe the only way to lower rates is to break the monopoly and open the market to competition.
We need another power company on Grand Bahama where it will cause more competitive rates and will bring relief to the Grand Bahamian public.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shalia Roll.
Thanks, Shalia. Well, the Bahamas Union of Teachers holding its Grand Bahama Area Vice President elections today at the Belinda Wilson Hall as voters are eager to search for their potential voice for arising concerns. Candidates in the race are current Area VP John Ingram and veteran educator Althea Bowe, both of whom share statements as to why they believe they are the best for the position.
We fight for our teachers, you know, we fight. You have our president, Belinda Wilson. Hopefully all of us get reelected again. And we continue our fight and our passion to make sure the teachers are safe and well represented.
I offered myself for this election because I feel that I would bring more diversity to the Grand Bahama district, and that is why I decided to run.
Heading now into news from the court, a Haitian national hauled before the court today on 2 serious charges. 28-year-old Jackie Jane charged with attempted sexual intercourse and indecent assault of a 13-year-old boy in Grand Bahama. A court interpreter standing by to ensure that he understood the nature of the charges. The accused was denied bail and was not required to enter a plea due to the nature of the charges. He was remanded to the Bahamas Department of Corrections until August 20th, 2025. Well, with unlawful sexual abuse seemingly on the rise, a clinical consultant is providing warning signs parents and guardians should be vigilant about, while also encouraging parents to believe their child when a complaint is made. Shane Stubbs has more in this report.
The summer months tend to be a high-risk window for child sexual abuse cases.
Clinical consultant at the Grand Bahama Resilience Center, Dr. Andy Lang, confirming the troubling trend. According to Lang, the issue is largely linked to unsupervised hours in the home, but other factors leave children at a high risk of being victimized.
What research has also shown is that online exploitation tends to spike during the summer months and all of the different summer activities that are going on where they are exposed to different people. Unfortunately, some of them happen to be unknowingly predators.
Just recently, the Minister for Social Services, Information and Broadcasting, the Honorable Miles Laroda, revealed some shocking reports. He says there's been an increase in cases where mothers are allegedly arranging sexual encounters between their daughters and adult men, all in exchange for help with paying household bills. In light of those developments, Lang says any child being exploited by an adult should be encouraged to report the abuse immediately to someone they trust.
The trusted adult can be a parent, it can be a relative, it can be a teacher, it can be a pastor, it can be a youth leader, it can be an older sibling.
Now, Dr. Lang outlines the warning signs parents or guardians should be aware of if they suspect a child may be experiencing sexual abuse.
Changes in behavior. So a child might become withdrawn. A child might begin sleeping more. They might also begin distancing themselves from persons who they were once comfortable with, and that should raise an immediate red flag.
Dr. Lang adds vigilance is only part of the battle, stressing that parents and guardians need to take complaints made by children more seriously from the beginning and act promptly.
My advice would be to take every report seriously and let the facts either confirm or deny the truth of the matter.
Now, Lang says he has full confidence in the Ministry of Social Services and law enforcement acting swiftly when complaints are filed, leading to all perpetrators being prosecuted to the furthest extent of the law. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shane Stubbs.
And still to come.
In this episode of City in Motion, we share how local investments are fueling business growth in Freeport. Those stories, sports, and more when we come back.
Hear that? If you listen closely, you can hear the heartbeat of a nation. That unique sound of a great country, pounding with colorful history, a rich culture, and unwavering ambition. When you look around, you recognize its pulse. The people who love to celebrate, who identify with triumph, a people who know how to be our brother's keeper. Commonwealth Bank, built by Bahamians, here for Bahamians, Bahamians helping Bahamians.
It's about that time again at Dolly Madison. Father's Day is quickly approaching. Get 25% off store-wide on June 13th from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and June 14th, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. That's Friday and Saturday. And every 10th mail will receive an additional 5% off until 12 noon on Saturday only. Spend $100 or more to enter to win a grill bundle set. It's the big Father's Day sale at Dolly Madison.
It's the Double Trouble sale at Bethel's Air Conditioning and Refrigeration, located at number 3 Milton Street, June 2nd through 7th. Cash sales only. Call 602-5467 for more information. Be a part of history. The Grand Bahama Port Authority invites you to nominate outstanding residents for Icons of the City 2.0. Submit your nominations today at gbpa.com/icons before June 21st.
Select the perfect gift for Dad from Esquires and get a chance to surprise him with a 360 gas grill. Take 20% off your purchase from June 9th to 14th and enjoy additional savings throughout the store. Call them today at 352-8816. Happy Father's Day from Esquires.
Experience a man's point of view live at the Regency Theater, June 14th at 8 p.m. and June 15th at 4 p.m. Tickets just $40 at 17 Shop or Imagine Graphics. Visit ampv.online for more information.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Welcome back. All across Freeport, buildings are rising and businesses are taking shape. In this episode of City in Motion, we shine the spotlight on local investments and a new business making its mark in Grand Bahama. One such development is the Bahamas Liquidation and Auction Center. With its main office headquartered in Nassau, the company is expanding its reach to Freeport, setting up a new branch to serve the island's growing market.
Oh, this is the time. And I would tell everybody, business persons in Nassau that want a second location to take this step now. This is the opportunity. You can't wait till things happen, okay? Or, things are out of your reach. So this is the opportunity now to invest in Freeport, in Grand Bahama.
With the number of businesses opening their doors across the island, the Bahamas Liquidation and Auction Center adds another layer to Freeport's evolving economic landscape.
We search throughout the U.S. from Fortune 5 companies, and we buy their liquidated stuff, and we ship here to the Bahamas, and we sell at whatever their online price is. So if Amazon have item X or Target or any one of the conglomerate for $50, we buy it where we can sell it here for $50. If we cannot meet that goal, we don't buy. And then the second arm is where we liquidate for many different companies.
The Grand Bahama Port Authority shares the sentiment. The island's leadership is focused on creating fertile ground for Bahamian enterprises to thrive, and the momentum is far from over. With growing interest from local investors and developers, Freeport is positioning itself as a hub for opportunity and innovation.
I want to say a special congratulations to Calvin and Keisha, and really just thank them for being forward-thinking and taking advantage of some of the opportunities that exist in Freeport for expansion. And we're starting to see a lot of inquiries coming out of the business community in Nassau. We're getting them on a regular basis. Businesses are finding out or inquiring how they can expand their operations to Freeport. They're looking at investment opportunities to take advantage of here. And so we're extremely encouraged by the progress that we're seeing in that regard.
From new businesses to rising developments, the city is attracting attention and investment from across the country. When you talk about Freeport, remember to say it's a city in motion. Well, love and celebration following a battle with thyroid cancer. The One Bahamas Committee has come together to host the David Wallace Weekend of Love, set to take place June 20th through 22nd. The weekend begins with an evening of comedy and Bahamian culture that Friday at the BMES Auditorium, followed by a walkathon that Saturday morning, starting at Seahorse Plaza, with proceedings going toward his medical expenses. Committee Chairman Cecil Thompson and Elvis Bartlett are calling on the public to help a man they say spared no expense when it came to helping others.
The man's life has been a life given to service, and for the most part, free service. And so we thought it is only fitting at this time. He didn't ask for it, but we feel like he always is there to help us.
He's helped in my family, my daughter when she was ill. He's helped in his family, Mr. Manny Wallace when he was ill. And so we are now going out there to help him during his times and needs.
The weekend will culminate with the Grand Gospel Concert Sunday, June 22nd at Freeport Bible Church. Grateful for Life, David Wallace expresses his gratitude to the committee for their support, while his longtime friend, Will Stubbs, encourages the public to make every effort to make the weekend a success.
From the ringing of the bell to the arrival in Freeport, Grand Bahama, that touched my heart. I thank God for where I am. I thank God that I had some monies to pay up front.
David Wallace, we can never do too much. And what could you give a person who always given? And so I think Grand Bahama, by coming out and supporting this event, would show a great deal of gratitude towards a man who has done so much for so many, for so long, for so little.
Certainly is a man who keeps the community laughing. Well, that's a look at stories making news. Jay, what's happening in sports?
Because we have 3 players from Grand Bahama that's on the junior national baseball team. They're playing tonight against Dominican Republic. If they win, they're in the finals in the DR.
All right, we'll see what's happening. That's coming your way next. But first, to check on the local weather forecast.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
'Cause it's so beautiful.
I want to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
I still want to put shoes on your feet.
I want to put some shoes on your feet.
And I still want to put shoes on your feet.
We still want to put shoes on your feet.
2 locations to put shoes on your feet.
downtown Freeport, and now our newest location in the Carmichael City Shopping Plaza, right behind the Walk-Up Wendy's, Carmichael Road West.
This June 15th, get ready for a powerful night of praise and celebration as the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, in partnership with New Life Worship Center, presents a musical concert honoring 10 fathers and celebrating ZNS 89 years of excellence. It's a moment of music, memories, and legacy. More information to follow. Stay tuned.
Still praying as I onward bound.
Grand Bahama, it's a time of celebration. The Bahama Brass Band presents With a Shout, We'll March, celebrating a combined 170 years of service, duty, and music ministry, 100 years Nassau, and 70 years Grand Bahama, with special guests, the Trinidad and Tobago Police Force Band, female contingent. Tickets are $20 in advance and $25 at the door. It's all happening at 7 p.m. Grand Lucayan Ballroom, Saturday, the 26th of July, 2025. With a shout, we'll march.
Do you want to find relief from common health concerns such as headaches, back pain, chronic inflammation, and more? How about improved sleep, boost energy, and improve overall well-being? Check out RA Balance Bahamas and get your body into balance with biomagnetic therapy. For all our social links, contacts, or to request an appointment, visit rabalancebahamas.com.
Here are some tips for having your home ready for a hurricane. Keep all trees and shrubs trimmed. Bring in all outdoor furniture, plants, or any other items that may become airborne due to high winds. Cover windows and doors with hurricane shutters or pre-cut plywood. Clear drains and gutters. And remember to secure important documentation in case you have to evacuate. Don't be caught off guard this hurricane season. Be prepared.
Good evening, ladies and gents. I'm Jay Philippe, and welcome to Sports. First in sports, the Battle of the Islands volleyball tournament saw some of the very best volleyball players in the country in action on the holiday weekend. Bimini Marlins won the men's title, while New Providence Panthers won the ladies' championship. Grand Bahama Volleyball President Whitney and Bristow was thrilled to pull off yet another successful tournament.
This is our third year hosting, and this is the best and biggest it has been. I'm pleased to say that the future for volleyball in the Bahamas is very bright. We have about 90% of the players here that are actually teenagers, so that speaks volumes.
Now on the women's side, the Abaco Lady Rebels had a pretty good showing in the tournament. It was the first time the team competed in the Battle of the Islands volleyball tournament.
Everybody in this league is mostly national players, pro players. So like I say again, I am very proud that my team made it this far. Honestly, as a team manager, it was a lot, but we made it through.
Switching gears now in sports, Beyond the Buzzer Basketball Jamboree is scheduled for this Saturday at St. George's Gym. The event will feature professional basketball players, a celebrity game, and local young players competing.
What we're really trying to do is motivate the kids. That's why we named it Beyond the Buzzer, because Franco and Edriel also started where most of our kids is today. Even as most of the teachers that taught Franco and Edriel are still teaching today. So we just want to motivate the kids that nothing is impossible. Anything with hard work, you'll be right where these guys are today.
And finally in sports, the Bahamas 12U national baseball team has advanced to the semifinals at the Pony Baseball Latin American Caribbean Zone Championships. The Bahamas will now go up against the host team, Dominican Republic, in the semifinal with a chance to advance to the gold medal game. Ladies and gents, that's your quick check on sports. Your Facebook friend of the day is next. I'm Jay Philippe. As always, Be blessed.
The Fluid Factory and the Rhythm 102.7 FM brings it to you. The Reunion 3, the mega old school party. Saturday, June 28th. Performing live. Bahamas is the one you know and love. The hitmaker Tanya Stevens.
Yo, Freeport, this is the girl Tanya Stevens inviting you to join me for the Reunion 3. And it's at the Grand Lucayan Ballroom. Yo, I want the boom box. Love the way you have the boom stuff.
Oh yes, Tanya Stevens live. Doing all her hits at the Reunion 3. Saturday, June 28th at the Grand Lucayan Ballroom. Get your early bird tickets now. This one will sell out. Tickets are $60 VIP, $100 platinum, table $650, skybox $2,800. Act like you know with Tanya Stevens performing live. Saturday, June 28th at the Grand Lucayan Ballroom. Gates open at 8 p.m. Tickets are on sale now. Reunion3.com. Tanya Stevens performing live.
Make sure we see you.
Trying your luck doesn't always result in a win. In fact, it's easy to lose track of your spending when gambling regularly. Here are some ways you can gamble responsibly. Utilize financial planners to track your finances. These could be done digitally or on paper. Set a realistic budget and stick to it. And finally, monitor your winnings and losses weekly and monthly.
This message is brought to you by the Gaming Board for the Bahamas.
Join us for City in Motion, your inside look at the people, progress, and possibilities shaping the city of Freeport. Each week, we bring you the stories behind the movement. Highlighting how the Grand Bahama Port Authority is leading with purpose.
Our desire is to connect Bahamians with the opportunities that's right in front of them.
This is City in Motion.
Your #1 team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And that concludes the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Ramiko Knowles.
And I'm Jay Philippe.
Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to stay tuned. Here's a live look at the Bahamas Tonight. They are coming your way next.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the struggle continues. The country's social safety net still in a fight to remain solvent. Also, farewell and thanks from Fort Charlotte's Member of Parliament as he wraps up his time in frontline politics. Hear what his future plans entail. And who will steer the course of the Bahamas Union of Teachers for the next 3 years? Hundreds of educators turned out today to determine just that. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast. As debate on the 2025-2026 budget resumed this afternoon in the lower chamber, it was Immigration and National Insurance Minister, the Honorable Alfred Sears' turn to outline his agency's fiscal health and where they're headed moving forward. Corvell Pyfrom joins us with more on the minister's contribution. Corvell?
Good evening, Makushla. Alfred Sayers has the onerous task of overseeing two critical agencies, both undergoing major transformation, each, though, seeing different results. Mr. Sayers, who has dual roles as Minister of Immigration and National Insurance, reported firstly on the former, noting that to date, the Department of Immigration has seen through efficiency tightening measures and other improvements and upgrades an increase in revenues collected, adding that in the coming fiscal year, the strong money-earning performance is expected to continue. About migrant interdictions, detainments, and deportations, the minister reported that immigration officials, while responsible for 32 ports of entry, have seen considerable success, which he attributes to the close working relationship with other law enforcement agencies and international partners from the Turks and Caicos and the United States. However, he advises that the cost of repatriating migrants is burdensome.
Repatriation expenses for the period 24 to 25 May were estimated to be $1,550,977, with other repatriation expenses currently being processed for payment.
An NIB, where last year an increase in the contribution rate took effect, that agency, even with this increase in revenue, is still far off from where it needs to be.
NIB's projected deficit for 2025 remains significant and is currently estimated at $32 million, inclusive of the additional income derived from the rate increase. It is important to highlight that a substantial portion of this deficit, which is $16.85 million, or 50% of the total projected shortfall, arises from the ongoing gap between contributions collected and benefits paid.
And upwards of more than 50,000 persons now retired pensioners. That's the fastest growing group of claimers. NIB continues to prioritize a robust and proactive collection strategy, Mr. Sayers says, that's aimed at improving compliance and expanding its contribution base. Mukushla?
Well, thanks, Corvell. Now, well before getting into his budget presentation in the House this afternoon, Minister Sayers made official his decision to bow out of frontline politics after this current term ends. Sayers, who was first elected to Parliament back in 2002 and appointed Attorney General and Minister of Education by then Prime Minister Perry Christie, returned to frontline politics in 2021, reclaiming the Fort Charlotte seat, subsequently being appointed by Prime Minister the Honourable Philip Davis as Minister of Works and Utilities, and then later to his current post as Immigration and National Insurance Minister. He thanked both Prime Ministers, his family and constituents. Sayers says he plans to continue playing a role in both his party and the country's development.
I have always believed in and sought to embody the principles of servant leadership. That to lead is first to listen, to uplift, and to serve with humility. Though I may not be offering myself for elected office in the next cycle, my commitment to nation building remains steadfast. I will continue to support the development of sound public policy, mentor the next generation of leaders and public servants, and stand firmly with the values and the vision of our party.
Now, the first to extend best wishes to the Fort Charlotte MP following his public declaration to not seek another term was St. Barnabas representative and the opposition's deputy leader, Shannon Don Cartwright.
But in the spirit of service, your reputation, member for Fort Charlotte, and commitment to the development of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas has been well known for a long, long time. I am definitely your junior in life, so I was hearing before you before I've had the pleasure of serving with you. And so we wish you all the best. We thank you so much for the service that you've given this country and Fort Charlotte, and I'm sure the Progressive Liberal Party thanks you for your service.
Social Services Minister, the Honourable Miles Larota, revealing during his contribution to the budget debate last week that authorities are seeing an uptick in a very disturbing practice. Commercial sexual exploitation, a practice widely perpetuated by mothers against their very own underage daughters. Minister Larota expanding on the issue with ZNS News on the sidelines of last Friday's Labor Day parade, speaking more to just how prevalent the practice has become.
But this has been a problem that's has been going on for a while. We just thought it was important to bring it to the attention of the Bahamian people because it's more widespread and prevalent than most Bahamians understand.
Authorities say the mothers arrange transactional sex between their daughters and adult males in exchange for payments of household bills. The girls are mostly between the ages of 14 to 16. While the minister did not want to specify which communities officials are seeing these cases most often, he did acknowledge the role socioeconomics plays. He also addressed what's being done to deal with this sordid practice.
The police have been involved in some of these matters, but sometimes you're better off to protect the identity of the children. You don't want to bring the parents or bring it to the attention of the public who the parents are, because now you know who the kids are.
So what happens next?
Well, once the matters are reported to the police, then the police take control of the matter. I'm not making any excuses. A lot of time it's just it's sad to say this, but it's just the reality of the day that mothers in particular find it necessary to prostitute their children, and it's shocking, it's alarming. It should be widely discouraged, but we cannot act as if it is not happening.
You're watching the Bahamas tonight. Juveniles face a magistrate on a rash of serious charges. That and more news in a moment.
Imagine a world where every brand knows your name and every store awaits your arrival. Elite shopping, travel where luxury is a lifestyle and every journey feels like home. Dine where every flavor is just for you, every table reserved, and every moment a taste of perfection. Make every big moment even bigger. Experience banking where wealth isn't just managed, it's maximized. Step into a world without limits. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Irresistible taste of a KFC big deal, some people will do anything. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
While others see customers as numbers, we see our customers as people, neighbors, friends who deserve more than one-sided connections. That's why we are redefining what real connection is, by prioritizing our customers and showing our appreciation by putting our money where your loyalty is. BTC customers, claim your $200 Bahamas Air gift card when you add postpaid mobile to your internet plan. That's loyalty that flows both ways.
Hi, I'm Melissa, and I'm a survey enumerator with the Bahamas National Statistical Institute, or BNSI. For the next few months, we will be conducting the Household Expenditure Survey on various islands.
You might be wondering, why is this survey important? Well, it helps us to determine the poverty line and assess how to ensure everyone has access to the basic services they need. This information is used by the government, businesses, researchers, and students to make informed decisions and plan for the future. We know that your time is valuable, which is why we've made the survey as simple and easy as possible. And don't worry, all your information you provide is confidential.
Your participation will help us gather accurate information that will benefit everyone in the Bahamas. Thank you for your cooperation and being a part of shaping the future of the Bahamas.
Chicken lovers, listen up. Popeyes is serving it up for you. Get 5 pieces of juicy, hand-battered, bone-in chicken for just $10. That's right, 5 pieces of Louisiana-style flavor, fried to golden, crispy perfection for only $10. But don't wait. This deal won't last forever. Head to your nearest Popeyes today and grab your 5-piece for just $10. Popeyes, Climax, where the chicken's always worth the hype. Available for a limited time only.
The news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, where safety is first.
You're looking at a shot of Clifford Park and Fort Charlotte, the site of many of the nation's historic occasions, including Independence. That shot, you guessed it right, courtesy of drone pilot Neville Smith. Well, welcome back. A 29-year-old man is tonight behind bars today following his arraignment in a magistrate's court. St. Vincent Road resident Devin Lang appeared before Chief Magistrate Roberto Breckley on an attempted murder charge. Prosecutor Inspector Dion Barr brought the charges, which allege that on Saturday, May 4th, Lang intentionally and unlawfully attempted to take the life of Doral Starup. Lang did not have an attorney. He was remanded to the Bahamas Department of Corrections until service of a voluntary bill of indictment on September 4th. Meantime, 2 juveniles also seen the inside of a cell at B-Docks after facing a slew of charges in connection with the June 2nd murder of a 29-year-old male in Pinewood Gardens. The shooting incident taking place on Pigeon Plum Street, leaving 1 man dead and 1 in hospital. The boys appeared in Magistrates Court number 1 with their parents or guardians, but they were not allowed to enter a plea due to the nature of the charges and were subsequently remanded. Apart from murder, the 2 face an attempted murder charge, 2 counts of a conspiracy to commit murder, along with 2 counts of possession of a firearm with intent to endanger life. Now, we can also tell you that others were charged in connection with this case. As for the teens, both 17-year-olds, they're due back in court August 20th. On the labor front this evening, trouble within the Bahamas Nurses Union following claims Muriel Lightbourne had been removed as president amid a number of constitutional concerns. Our Lloyd Allen spoke with union officials who not only refuted the claims, but are demanding those responsible be removed.
Following concerns across social media that president of the Bahamas Nurses Union, Muriel Lightbourne, was ousted from that position, ZNS News spoke directly with Lightbourne, who confirms that those claims couldn't be any further from the truth.
No, there is absolutely no truth to that report.
Also among those allegations was non-payment of union dues for more than 2 years, a direct violation of the union's constitution, which according to Lightbourne should result in cancellation of membership. Lightbourne responded that after securing the presidency in 2023, she was removed off the Public Hospital Authority's payroll, where she was previously employed and then added to the Nurses Union payroll. The same has been verified by the union's treasurer, Sharon Roll.
She was financial up until April of this year, which is 2025. As of April, she forwarded me another set of money, which is $100, that makes her financial May, June, July. So she is financial. Those reports were given in our monthly meeting.
The Nurses Union treasurer also indicated that regular financial reports have been submitted during monthly meetings, except for 2 occasions. Now, regarding the Secretary General, Siobhan Brennan, who allegedly made the claims and instructed the locks to the union's office to be changed, Lightbourne says these recent actions have angered members who now want Brennan removed as a union officer.
But because that was on Facebook on the Zoom meeting, I said to the members, it was like 100 and something persons on that Zoom meet. I said, because this is on Zoom, to be fair to the Secretary General, I cannot accept that that motion, because I don't know who is behind the motion to have her removed.
The union president also validated that keys to the union's office and vehicle remain in her possession. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
Meantime, poll day for the 2,300 members of the Bahamas Union of Teachers who turned out at numerous voting centers across the country to cast their ballot for the person who will lead them for the next 3 years. Incumbent Belinda Wilson is confident she's done well for the organization, which she's held down for the past 15 years. She cites her greatest accomplishment as locking down a comprehensive medical plan.
And actually, this morning, one of the teachers who came to vote, she said to me, I could never turn against you. She said, I had a surgery a few months back, $65,000. And I was able to use my medical insurance plan. Last week, Tuesday, we presented the government with a new draft industrial agreement for the period July 1st, 2025 to June 30th, 2028. So I would like to be successful today so that I can negotiate that new contract.
Having served as a BUT executive in the last administration, this time around, Julia Hanna is setting her eyes on the top spot, contending new leadership is necessary, along with greater flexibility within the existing medical plan.
With the plan, there's a $500 out of pocket. And the amount of money that they charge, they like for, when you look at the fees for the beginning, the out-of-pocket expenses, a lot of teachers cannot, and they do not have that. They do not have that. Yes, we added on dental and vision, but again, those come with stipulations. As well as our members, we want them to feel a sense of confidence again, okay? And that the union belongs to them. This is the people's union. The BUT belongs to the people, our membership, and that's what we're here for, fighting for them.
This portion of the news is brought to you by folk called Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, we have been in Exuma now for the past 4 years, carrying out our paving program. A part of our company's philosophy is producing work to international standards. So when you look at our paving division, we have a state-of-the-art lab to do all of our testing in-house, as well as a state-of-the-art asphalt plant with a trained technician carrying out the work on that site. The overarching goal of our company is to produce the work that we're doing in the entire Bahamas to international standards. We also make a difference by the training of our staff. We have a very intensive training program going on to where we are teaching young men how to learn the art of striping. Being a young man myself, I've made mistakes in the past. I was given a second chance to better my life, and it's only fitting that we pass it along. What's important for us is giving them a second chance for them to get a skill and a career that could take them further in life.
Hey, ladies, where's the Dave? Oh, okay, thanks.
Greg, what's up?
Ready, man, how you doing?
I'm doing well. He's meditating. You gotta give him at least an hour.
All right, well, I can wait. I ain't got nothing to do. Pin the tire sale now on to Independent.
Are you straight? Bro, I ain't getting no service. I can't make no calls. I can't post nothing on my stories. I don't get it.
Wait, you on a live? Shad, come, let's fix that. Come. This one needs saving. Pour them over, please.
Say less. Sign up today. Enjoy 5 gigs on us with select prepaid plans when you port your number to Alive, or 3 months free Alive fiber services when you port your landline.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
This portion of the news is brought to you by 700 Wines and Spirits, bringing celebration across the nation.
The third United Nations Ocean Conference underway in Nice, France. It's there that the Bahamas ratified the BBNJ agreement framework, which is designed to protect Bahamian waters and the oceans. Felicity Darville has the story.
During the United Nations Oceans Conference taking place in Nice, France, a special treaty event was held where Minister of the Environment and Natural Resources, the Honourable Vaughn Miller, presented the Bahamas' instruments of ratification to the United Nations Secretariat. Our country has been involved with the BBNJ process since negotiations began over a decade ago and has continuously demonstrated its commitment to responsible and sustainable ocean governance. Minister Miller told that international body that small island developing states like the Bahamas will need support from the onset due to its vulnerability.
In the initial stages of implementation, matchmaking must be deliberate, responsive, and informed by the requirements of landlocked countries, small island developing states, and least developed countries. Third, it is essential to ensure that benefit sharing is equitable and inclusive. The distinctive circumstances of SIDS must be reflected not only in principle, but also in meaningful representation with decision-making structures.
Director of Environmental Planning and Protection, Dr. Rihanna Murphy-Neely, tells us a bit more about the significance of the BBNJ agreement.
Whereas the Bahamas is responsible for those areas of ocean that lie within our national territory, there are expanses of ocean that lie outside of our territory that are being exploited without any kind of regulation. And so it is our duty and the duty of all peoples of the world to sign on to this agreement and support those areas that need regulation that lie outside our national jurisdiction.
Minister Miller is supported at the Oceans Conference by a multi-stakeholder delegation of government officials. During the conference, delegates will engage in crucial discussions on increasing scientific cooperation, knowledge, capacity building, marine technology, and education. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Felicity Darvo.
Well, Dawn and Marlena join us live for a sneak peek of Access Now. Ladies, the long holiday weekend is over. We're now back to work. I hope it was a good one for you.
It was definitely a good one, but Makushla, it seems as if Tuesday has become our favorite day of the week. Marlena, tell her a little bit about what Taboo Tuesday is all about.
I was going to say, it's Taboo Tuesday, so we're always looking forward to that. And I feel like when Wes started talking about the segment, I was like, this could really make a big difference depending on the topics that we talk about. Tonight, she's going to be talking to us about postpartum depression, which I think is something that so many people need to know more about. So you can know it's not just you, and it's something you can totally get help for. So we have the details coming up on that later.
All right, yeah.
You're right about that. A lot of women suffer in silence with that. Stay with us. The National Report is back after the break.
Diet-friendly special.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance. Peace of mind.
The new stuffed crust cheddar flavor has a taste you'll enjoy.
Outside and inside.
With a delicious stuffed crust covered in irresistible cheddar flavor. Come and try the new stuffed crust cheddar flavor only at Little Caesars.
Pizza.
Only one item?
Are you tired of limited choices?
I'll have the one item on the menu, thank you.
Wow!
So many choices.
Why settle for less when you deserve more? When it comes to the ways you pay, the more, the better. With a variety of payment options available, you can enjoy the freedom to choose what works best for you. Choose freedom. Choose flexibility. Choose from the full menu of payment options. The future of pay is digital.
What? You don't know what TDC is?
Tourism Development Corporation?
You mean the Ministry of Tourism?
No, that ain't the same thing, but the Tourism Development Corporation helps to develop and grow Bohemian businesses in the tourism industry. You hear what they say, boy? But yeah, develop and grow. You don't know what all the things they do?
What does do?
Hey, check the website, boy.
Start your journey to ownership of our #1 industry today. Log on to tdcbahamas.com.
The Bahamas Agricultural and Industrial Corporation and the University of the Bahamas team up to provide entrepreneurs and those aspiring with the information and tools to take their careers to the next level. Senator Darren Pickstock says a lecture series is meant to raise awareness of business opportunities for Bahamians and to ignite the spirit of entrepreneurship across the country.
BAIC is helping to build a more resilient, self-sufficient, and prosperous Bahamian society. The long-term impact of widespread entrepreneurship in the Bahamas creates or includes job creation, community revitalization, reduced dependency on imports, and a stronger foundation for economic stability.
Well, before we leave, we want to wish happy birthday to one of our younger viewers, CJ Miller, son of our very own production director, Karen Miller. That does it for the National Report, but stay close. The Bahamas Tonight continues with Access Now.
Have you ever dreamed of gifting a loved one their own piece of paradise? Now, with DEVCO's groundbreaking gift initiative, you can turn that very dream into reality. GIFT, which stands for Generational Investment, Friends and Family Trust, is a simple yet powerful way to make property ownership more accessible. Contribute to the 10% down payment in person or team up with friends and family to make it even easier. You can even pay online via direct bank transfer, then submit the required form with just a few taps. The person you gift then enters a manageable 7-year payment plan, or they can pay in full anytime. Imagine the joy of giving the gift of ownership, a piece of the Bahamas, a piece of paradise, right at your fingertips. Now, you can gift for a birthday, a wedding, graduation, Christmas, or simply just because. With DEVCO's gift initiative, you're not just giving a gift, you're gifting a bright future. DEVCO, where opportunities embrace and gift ownership. Visit gbdevco.com to learn more.
Officials were warmly welcomed by the students, teachers, and administrators of Sister Annie Thompson Preschool and the Early Childhood Development Center during their recent visits. Education Minister Glenys Hannah Martin used the opportunity to inspire the students and thank the educators.
I want to say to the teachers, the principal who are here, thank you so much for working with these young people. I was so pleased to see their discipline in the as they did the national anthem, and I did a video because they knew the words. These are 4-year-olds and 3-year-olds who know the national anthem, and this is good foundational. I want to encourage boys and girls to use what do you have in your head? What's this? Brain. Say, I have a brain. I will use my brain. I have a heart. I will use my heart.
Director Dominique McCartney-Russell expressed her excitement to see students engaged in experiential learning and took the opportunity to interview a preschooler.
It is so good to see that and to experience that you are getting those opportunities to use your hands. You're getting the opportunities to use your legs, your feet, your eyes, to see, your ears to listen. I hope you also get an opportunity to smell, and certainly I see you get an opportunity to touch. What do you want to be? What career?
Police officer. What? Johnna Lee McIntosh for Ed Talk.
have an update from the Chinese embassy on those scholarships awarded to Bohemians. Details straight ahead.
Plus, Pastor Glendon Roll celebrates his 7th pastoral anniversary, and he's excited.
Today is Tuesday, so it's time for Taboo Tuesdays with West Calix Forbes. Her topic today is postpartum. Stay close for that.
And coming up in sports, Slaughter dominates Exuma homecoming sailing.
Bahamas Tonight, access now, starts now.
Good evening, everyone. I'm LaDawn Davis.
And I'm Marlena Leonard. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, Access Now.
Such a long holiday weekend for most people, Marlena. I had to work a little bit, but I was able to get a little bit of rest on the holiday. What about you?
I had some rest, relaxation, a little fun in the sun, but I won't go too into that.
Sounds good to me, but let's dive right into the news, shall we? A Bohemian student, Riley Simonet, paid a courtesy call on Chinese Ambassador Yan Jiarong ahead of his trip to China to pursue higher education. Simonet is a 17-year-old graduating senior from Queens College. His scholarship will afford him the opportunity to pursue his dream of becoming a civil engineer. He will be entering China as a United World Scholar and will attend UWC Changshu, China. He decided to take the UWC path for his post-secondary education rather than going directly into mainstream university life. UWC graduates are highly regarded by universities worldwide. Special Assistant to the Ambassador, Song Rong, encourages Bahamian students to visit the embassy's website and apply.
China provides different levels of government scholarships to young Bahamians annually. They aim at undergraduate, master's, doctoral, advanced general studies in China's top universities, covering your tuition, accommodation, living expenses, and even international air tickets. In 2025, we've already had 16 Bahamian students, and they have applied for the scholarship. And trust me, they're not hard to get if you're good enough.
Mr. Rong explains a bit more about the process of obtaining a Chinese government scholarship.
The state-level scholarships are usually open every November, and the provincial levels are more flexible. The application usually ends March next year, and from then the university will review the application with the assistance and recommendation from the embassy. Admission results will be sent to the applicants around June or July.
Well, the spirits were high, the choir was as harmonious as ever, and the pews were filled with praise as Zion Yamacraw Baptist Church celebrated a major milestone, the 7th pastoral anniversary of Reverend Dr. Glendon E. Roll. We caught up with Reverend Dr. Roll himself in the middle of the celebrations. The beloved pastor took a moment to reflect.
I'm so elated to serve this community and also this local body of believers. It has been one that it's only an act of God. And what I do appreciate is the willingness of my availability unto Him. It brings completeness to what God has promised. It is God's promise being fulfilled, and we have to understand that we are only vessels. It is never the messenger. It is all about the message, and that message is the message of hope. No matter what situation you find yourself in, it can work out, because once you have Jesus Christ, that's the purpose of Him.
But perhaps the most moving moment came as he turned his message to those watching, especially those who may be struggling silently.
That those who have given up in life, to let them know that, hey, we're here for you. No matter what you go through, no matter what the obstacles are, and I understand that the greatest of the fire, the greatest of the obstacle, means that the greater the victory.
Welcoming new life into the world supposed to be filled with joy, but for many women, days after childbirth, the joy dims. Today, we're shining the light on postpartum depression. Here's Taboo Tuesdays with West Calix Forbes.
This is Taboo Tuesdays, where we talk about the uncomfortable topics, challenge the status quo, and confront the silence. I'm West Calix Forbes, and it's time to get uncomfortable.
It's the part of motherhood nobody tells you about. The emotional crash out, the mental fog, the tears that comes long after the baby is born, and sometimes without any reason.
You have a newborn, there's bustle about the newborn, so everybody's expecting it to be normal. Mm-hmm. But it's not like that for every woman, and not just postpartum depression, but mental health in general, especially here in the Bahamas,
But here's the truth. Postpartum depression is not rare. In the Bahamas, it affects 10 to 15% of mothers. According to Dr. Nina Graham, it's a figure supported by the International Health Reports from the World Health Organization.
Some of the subtle symptoms, the crying, she may cry in silence. She may isolate herself. She may not be able to sleep. She may not be able to eat, but they may not look at that as depression per se.
She explains that many confuse postpartum depression with more common postpartum blues.
Postpartum blues is something that most women, if not all women, may experience following delivery. Now note, postpartum blues occurs after delivery, whereas postpartum depression actually can occur during pregnancy and in the postpartum period.
But postpartum depression is deeper. It can last for months. It affects how women feels, thinks, even bonds with their child. Symptoms include feelings of loneliness or guilt, trouble sleeping or sleeping too much, and in severe cases, thoughts of harm or harm to the baby. And yet in society, when women say they're struggling, they're sometimes looked at sideways.
Jobs are not woman-friendly. Even though you go back to work, a lot of women are still breastfeeding. A lot of women are still going through hormonal changes. And so they're expected to still come back to work.
This has been Taboo Tuesday. Let's keep breaking the silence together.
And still to come, the Primary School Student of the Year family joins us tonight, so keep it locked.
While others see customers as numbers, we see our customers as people, neighbors, friends who deserve more than one-sided connections. That's why we are redefining what real connection is by prioritizing our customers and showing our appreciation by putting our money where your loyalty is. ATC customers, claim your $200 Bahamas Air gift card when you add postpaid mobile to your internet plan. That's loyalty that flows both ways.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home health care supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price. And you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you. At the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
Strawberries, 1 pound, $4.99. Chicken-leg quarters, 10-pound pie, $1.19 per pound. Join the Super Value Quality Points program at any Super Value or Quality supermarkets.
Hi, I'm Melissa, and I'm a survey enumerator with the Bahamas National Statistical Institute, or BNSI. For the next few months, we will be conducting the Household Expenditure Survey on various islands.
You might be wondering, why is this survey important? Well, it helps us to determine the poverty line and assess how to ensure everyone has access to the basic services they need. This information is used by the government, businesses, researchers, and students to make informed decisions and plan for the future. We know that your time is valuable, which is why we've made the survey as simple and easy as possible. And don't worry, all your information you provide is confidential.
Your participation will help us gather accurate information that will benefit everyone in the Bahamas. Thank you for your cooperation and being a part of shaping the future of the Bahamas.
You're looking at a beautiful sunset over the cruise port. This was brought to you by one of our amazing ZNS drone pilots. And boy, do I wish I was cruising out there. But instead, we're going to take our own cruise down to picturesque Cat Island. Let's go.
The beauty and charm of Cat Island captured an iconic poster and a cultural village in Dubai. The sign created by visual artist Jamal Rule was unveiled during a ceremony over the weekend on that island. Area Member of Parliament Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis noted that the sign is a symbol of pride for Cat Islanders as it fuses creativity with culture and design.
We brought together the Ministry of Tourism, our brilliant Bohemian artists, and the people of this island to do something that speaks louder than words, to celebrate identity through imagery. And what better place to do it than here, where history whispers from the ruins of cotton plantations, where rake and scrape is born, and where the tallest peak in the Bahamas keeps watch over it all. Let the sign be more than a backdrop for photos. Let it be an invitation to pause, to look closer, to feel deeper. Let it tell the story, a story, of every visitor. And let that story be distinctly, beautifully Bohemian.
The silence installation, part of the Ministry of Tourism's Family Island Icon project, which includes erecting signs across our 16 Family Island destinations. Tourism Minister, Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable Chester Cooper says the initiative is part of efforts to capture the charm and character of the islands in a permanent way.
What we want to depict in each of these signs is a sense of place, a sense of the destination that one is arriving in. But I want you to know that this is more than a sign. It is a destination. And I warn you, therefore, that this location will become the most photographed location all across Cat Island. And that's what we are seeking to do. We're seeking to memorialize the experience and the visits of our guests, both local and international.
Well, that's some good news for Cat Island. Tonight, we're surrounded by some very smart people. We've got the Primary School of the Year President and CEO, Ricardo DeVoe, winner of this year's Primary Student of the Year, Reagan Moxie, and her mom, Roselle Moxie. Welcome to Access Now, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, let's start with you, Ricardo. Can you tell us about your organization and how does one get involved to get involved into the competition?
Well, the Bahamas Primary School Student of the Year Foundation has been around since 1997, where we honor the top primary school students in the country. And every primary school in the Bahamas is invited to submit a nominee. Every school can only nominate one top sixth grader, yes. And so what we do is that we send, in October of each year, we send the nominations out to the schools. Schools then identify this top sixth grader, and then they come into our organization, and we have an independent panel that judge, and that's why we have a winner.
And when we're thinking about the judging, is this just based on academics? Is it
Oh, no, we're looking for the well-rounded child. We're looking for the child doing well in school, but we're looking for them to be community activists. We're looking for them to be involved in the Girl Guides, the Boy Scout, the Pathfinders. We're looking for them to be involved in sports. And so we, as I said, we're looking for them to be involved in their church, that well-rounded child.
Amazing. Now, Reagan, it turns out that that's you. You're the Primary School Student of the Year. How did you feel when they called your name?
At first, I was shocked. I didn't know what was going on because I was like, did I come 20th? But I realized they said Bahamas Primary School Student of the Year, and I was like, hold on, wait, they just called my name for first.
Yes, they did. They said it right after that. What went into that for you?
Well, I think it was the hard work would be maybe all the sports that I've participated in, swimming, soccer, dance, gymnastics, cheer, golf, tennis, horseback riding.
My goodness, you're a busy student. And you still find time for your homework.
Yes.
How do you manage all of that?
That's a struggle. But I think I have certain time, like right after school, sports. When I come home, bathe, get ready for bed, do my homework, and get ready for the next day of school. And I think that is how I probably balance.
It's all that time management. And then I'm sure, Mom, how do you feel knowing that I'm sure you're part of that time management schedule as well, seeing all of that pay off?
Can you be humbled and proud at the same time? You know, I feel both of those things, and I'm really happy for Regan because she knows of the organization, and 2 years ago, she had the good fortune actually of seeing her brother in it, and she felt really inspired by the entire process. And so it was just an honor when she was selected to be a part of it at all. And for her to actually take home the first prize is just sort of, it's overwhelming and it's humbling.
Amazing. And what does this mean for you moving forward, Regan? How is this going to impact you next year in school?
Well, I get to tell my friends, like, guess who's the Bahamas primary school?
Gonna make the most of it.
But I think it's just like seeing what I can do to inspire other children to try and accomplish this and do the best they can to be sitting on this couch.
Amazing, wise words. And speaking of the future children, obviously, what's next for the organization for next year?
Next year is our 30th anniversary. So I have already tasked my team, and my Vice President of Programs and Communications, Tankisha Pinder, is on the ball, starting the plans for our 30th anniversary already.
Amazing.
Yes.
Well, congratulations to you all. This is all such a great success, but especially to you, Regan. And I'm wishing you the best in your future endeavors, the best in your 30th anniversary. And for us, we have to let them go, but we hope to see you again soon. But time for us to go take a look at what's happening on ZNS Total Sports.
Coming up in sports, the Exuma Regatta concludes, giving way to exciting action on the final day. More details coming up next.
Candid Security offer a varied range of security services, including guard service. We do armored service, we do pre-employment investigation, background checks, also vet people for employment. A live business hosted PBX is extremely important to our operation. I don't have to be in my office. I can easily get connected with our clients, my vendors, my NASA office, and with our employees in the field, anytime, anywhere.
Health is the greatest gift. That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare, and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 95th Terrace, Centerville, and now located in the Lucaya Shopping Center of Freeport, Grand Bahama.
Come and visit us at Shop Smart, 'cause everything is here.
Yes, we have it all for you. Toys, clothing, office supplies, appliances, custom cut blinds, bedding, drapes, and rugs. Come and visit us on Mackey Street, 2 blocks down from Wolf Road. Call us at 698-1052.
Shop Smart, Shop Smart, and Shop Smart. Oh, everything is here.
The internet isn't just for surfing. There's a sea of shoppers buying online, and you can connect with them on Tingsy. Tingsy is the SBDC's online storefront built for Bahamians. Take your business to the next level by selling to customers online, both at home and around the world. People want Bahamian things, and if you got things to sell, sell on Tingsy. Find out how you can connect with a sea of buyers by visiting tingsybahamas.com.
Welcome to your Tuesday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Swanson Gibson Jr. Topping sports, Exuma's Baritari Homecoming Regatta took place over the holiday weekend, wrapping things up in a grand way on Monday. Numerous sailors left it all on the water, trying to claim the championship. Our Charles Fisher gives us all the exciting details of the regatta's climax.
An exciting end to the final day of sailing, the nation's #1 sports fan. The Prime Minister, the Honourable Philip Davis, along with Member of Parliament for Exuma and Deputy Prime Minister, the Honourable I. Chester Cooper on hand, catching the sights. They joined the eager sailing fans. Let's go to the sea as Red came into the final race for the battle for the top spot. Slaughter out of Black Point having won the first 2 series races, and Miss Rowie out of Mount Thompson. When the cannon sounded, it was Slaughter taking the overall title, and they were dancing and happy during the trophy presentation at the closing ceremony.
Nice good competition, you know. Yeah, the guys did a great job. We got up the line. Told the guys what we have to do to get the boat up the line. Do the rest. That's exactly what we did.
The sailing is pretty good, you know.
Told Dominic.
No, yeah, I dominate them. No, I told one of the CEO that I want to take a chance to Slaughter, and I'll bring it back to Black Point.
Feel good, man. My captain always wanted to get up on the bulletin board, so this is just the start. Legal weapon, we'll try to bring home. But we're doing it for Black Point anyway. Don't matter which boat we get on, we out there. We can help all the Black Point boats, man.
Commodore Horace McKenzie happy with the record number of boats.
We had 14 boats this year, and the competition was very stiff. The race, the course was pretty good. We didn't have too many complaints about the course. And the boats out of Black Point, they dominated the race, but hey, the best man always wins.
What exciting 3 days of sailing, and stay tuned throughout the week for much more from Baritari. For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Charles Fisher.
I'm Swanson Gibson Jr., and that's been your Tuesday Sports Check, a check on weather when we return.
Hey, it's your honorary pump attendant back again with another episode on the do's and don'ts at the service station. Let's go. What you ain't gonna do is just pull up to any dispenser and put the nozzle inside your car without reading the signs. Because if you put the wrong fuel inside your car and the car mess up, you could be mad at us, all right? And then you have to walk or catch bus for about 3 to 18 months. What you're supposed to do is read the signs. We place signs all over the dispenser to tell you which fuel is which. Because you put the wrong one and the car say bop, and you could be mad at us. You could be, oh, what happened to my car? No, it's you who ain't read. It say diesel, diesel, one word, diesel. You got up, and you mad at us. Read, that's all you have to do.
This year, King Door National Parkinson Foundation is taking you back to the old school. With entertainment by TMF, the band formerly known as Maze, featuring Frankie Beverly.
And pain, y'all better come on now. It's like sunshine and rain. Sing it one more time.
Save the date. Saturday, June 28th, 2025. Atlantis Paradise Island. King Door National Parkinson Foundation, 25th Annual Charity Gala Ball. Stay tuned for more details.
Summer in the Bahamas. The weather is hot, but not as hot as the ZNS summer packages. Get ads on ZNS TV or ZNS Radio Network or the TV community page, or a combination of all three. ZNS has got you covered with great prices, whatever package you choose. Book before June 7th and get the local Federation Championship Baseball bonus full of all kinds of extras free of charge. Contact your account executive or call ZNS Sales at 502-3800 today. Hot summer package rates valid until July 31st.
It's time now for your Access weather forecast, and we have some deep layered moisture moving across parts of the northwest and central Bahamas, and that will produce pockets of showers and thunderstorms tonight through tomorrow, with the bulk of it taking place tomorrow, but mainly on the western side of the northwest and central parts of the Bahamas. Now, your boating forecast tonight, that's brought to you by Live Business, where we bulk up your business. For the northwest and central islands tonight through Thursday, the winds are going to be southeast, pretty stiff, 15 to 20 knots, wave fights 4 to 7 feet over the ocean, so caution flag remain in place for the northwest and central islands right into Thursday. Now, the high tide, that will take place at 8:20 tonight, with another high tide at 8:33 tomorrow morning. And for the southeast Bahamas through Thursday, we'll have a more zonal flow. Zonal meaning winds blowing out of the east at 15 to 20 knots. The wave heights also at 4 to 7 feet, so the caution flags are in place for the southeast Bahamas as well. It's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they're brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
I went to a banquet in paradise. Everyone dressed elegant, the ballroom fixed up nice. The meal was served buffet style, you never seen such a spread. And people from many nations, they lined up to be fed. The Englishman, he takes some fish and chips. The American grab fried chicken, that's a native dish.
That's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But join me at 11 o'clock for a full weather update. LaDawn and Melina.
Thanks a lot, Basil. Might have a little overcast tomorrow. Later on tonight, if a little rain falls, I won't mind much. What do you have on tap, Melina?
Well, the only thing on tap right now is Let's Talk Socials with Matea Cunningham.
And we're back. I feel like I haven't talked to you guys since yesterday. Anyway, I'm Matea, and this is LTS. That would be short for Let's Talk Socials. Today in Bahamian social media, I'm spotlighting a young man who is shaking up our feeds with his soothing voice.
You were looking for, and I don't want to forget the present is a gift. And I don't want to take for granted the time you may have there with me. 'Cause Lord only knows another day is not really guaranteed. So every time you hold me like this is the last time. Every time you kiss me like you'll never see me again. And every time you touch me like this is the last time. And promise that you love me like you'll never see me again.
Now, the Bahamas is no stranger to musical talent. Our country has produced male musical talents like Ronnie Butler, Bahaman, Dyson Knight, Elkin 360, and so many more. It's no doubt that Ian's talents will take him far if it hasn't already begun. I'd like to take this time to remind you, my audience, that social media serves as good in moments like this. I mean, what are the odds or likelihoods that you or I would have come across Ian's talent so quickly if the algorithm didn't give him a boost? Well, that's it for today's Let's Talk Socials. I'm Matea, and keep composing. Good job as always, Matea. That does it for Access Now this evening.
Yes, but stay tuned for the rundown with Clint Watson. His guest tonight is none other than COI leader Lincoln Bain.
Good night, everybody.
Welcome to What's Trending. Join me, Jiminita Swain.
And me, the Bahama Beauty, Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m.
Only on the ZNS Network.
Strong family bonds provide a crucial support system, often filling the gaps that might otherwise lead to reliance on social assistance.
If we get the family structure support system right, you won't see adult children willingly putting their parents in senior citizens' homes. You won't see anyone putting children up for adoption. We should be the safety net for when the family begins to have some challenges.
Addressing the root causes of dependency is essential, as our goal is to shift the focus from merely providing aid to fostering self-reliance.
We must be prepared to move persons from dependency to self-sufficiency to economic empowerment. And I'm asking the public to join us on this journey.
This has been the Heartbeat Brief, an inside look at the Ministry of Social Services, Information and Broadcasting.
We've heard you. We know you're tired of the reruns. We're coming back, bigger and better, on The Legal Brief. I'm your host, Ramona Farquharson. Stay tuned.
Clint Watson has been the trusted voice of journalism for over 2 decades. He is your first choice for hard-hitting discussions, your best choice for current affairs issues and investigative journalism. It's time to start the journey of relentless journalism. It's time to start the journey of facts over fiction. It's time for The Rundown with Clint Watson here on ZNS, where only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
What does disability look like? In a busy airport terminal? At the check-in counter? At security checkpoints? Or even in baggage claim? Passengers with hidden disabilities often go unnoticed. Globally, 1 in 7 persons have some form of a disability. 80% of those disabilities are non-visible. In an airport environment, workers are often unaware of hidden physical, mental, or neurological disabilities that some passengers live with. This can lead to frustration and a less than ideal travel experience. So, how do we make the invisible more visible? At LPIA, we've implemented the Sunflower Lanyard program. The lanyards are visual cues for airport workers to immediately identify passengers who might need additional assistance. NAD is teaming up with the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities and key stakeholders at LPIA to launch the internationally recognized initiative. We're joining more than 180 airports and 26 countries already in the program. NAD is the first organization in the Bahamas to recognize the Sunflower Initiative. It's a way to show our continued commitment to making LPIA a safe, welcoming, and inclusive airport for all. Passengers needing to secure a free sunflower lanyard can email sunflower@nas.bs or call 1242-397-8600. For more information, visit www.nassauLPIA.com.
At Harold One, I'm Ted Jervis, and this is ZNS.
The Rundown is brought to you by Commonwealth Brewery Limited.
Good evening and welcome to another week, and thanks for tuning in tonight. It's good to have you along with us for the Rundown. Well, we hope you had a great weekend. Let's get to our business tonight. It's the news many of you probably knew or even haven't heard yet. The Member of Parliament for Fort Charlotte and Minister of Immigration and National Insurance, the Honorable Alfred Sayers, officially declared his decision to bow out of frontline politics after this current term ends. Now, Sayers, who began his parliamentary career in 2002 and appointed Attorney General and Minister of Education by then Prime Minister, the Honorable Perry Christie, returned to frontline politics in 2021, reclaiming the Fort Charlotte seat and subsequently being appointed by Prime Minister Philip Davis as Minister of Works and Utilities, and then later to his current post as Immigration and National Insurance. He thanked both Prime Ministers, his family and constituents, and vowed to continue playing a role in both his party and the country's development.
I have always believed in and sought to embody the principles of servant leadership. That to lead is first to listen, to uplift, and to serve with humility. Though I may not be offering myself for elected office in the next cycle, my commitment to nation building remains steadfast. I will continue to support the development of sound public policy, mentor the next generation of leaders and public servants, and stand firmly with the values and the vision of our party.
There you go. Anybody who knew Alfred Sears his entire political career, he's always been a diplomat. Some people say a scholar. He's always taken the high road, and no doubt his presence in frontline politics will be missed. He's been contributing for many years in various capacities. A smart man, a man who we all know as exemplary, and who tries to stay out of the fray and never gets caught up. And so definitely his service and his presence in frontline politics will no doubt be missed, and I'm sure the people of Fort Charlotte likewise share those same sentiments. Well, the first to extend best wishes to the Fort Charlotte MP following his public declaration to not seek another term was St. Barnabas MP and the opposition's deputy, Shannon Don Cartwright.
But in the spirit of service, your reputation, member for Fort Charlotte, and commitment to the development of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas has been well known for a long, long time. I am definitely your junior in life, so I was hearing before you before I've had the pleasure of serving with you. And so we wish you all the best. We thank you so much for the service that you've given this country and Fort Charlotte, and I'm sure the Progressive Liberal Party thanks you for your service.
Well, the Immigration and National Insurance Minister also outlined his agency's fiscal health, where they are headed moving forward. Corporal Pridefrom joins us live tonight with more on the minister's contribution. Good evening, Corporal. What can you tell us from his contribution today?
Well, great start of the week to you, Clinton. Good evening. Alfred Sears, as you know, has the onerous task of overseeing two critical agencies, both undergoing major transformation, each, though, seeing different results. Mr. Sears, who has dual roles as Minister of Immigration and National Insurance, reported firstly on the former, noting that to date, the Department of Immigration has seen through efficiency tightening measures and other improvements and upgrades an increase in revenues collected, adding that in the coming fiscal year, the strong money-earning performance is expected to continue.
Revenue collected for the period 2024-2025 up to May is estimated to be $123,770,590. And this compares to last year, $97,658,050. It is also projected that this year coming, the Immigration Department will surpass $140 million in revenue for fiscal period 2025-2026.
About migrant interdictions, detainments, and deportations, the minister reported that immigration officials, while responsible for 32 ports of entry, have seen considerable success, which he attributes to the close working relationship with other law enforcement agencies and international partners from the Turks and Caicos and the United States. However, he advises that the cost of repatriating migrants is burdensome.
Repatriation expenses for the period 24 to 25 May were estimated to be $1,550,977, with other repatriation expenses currently being processed for payment.
An NIB, where last year an increase in the contribution rate took effect, that agency, even with this increase in revenue, is still far off from where it needs to be.
NIB's projected deficit for 2025 remains significant and is currently estimated at $32 million, inclusive of the additional income derived from the rate increase. It is important to highlight that a substantial portion of this deficit, which is $16.85 million, or 50% of the total projected shortfall, arises from the ongoing gap between contributions collected and benefits paid.
And with more pensioners accessing the fund each year, Mr. Sears assures that NIB remains dedicated to supporting this program.
Contributory pension and grant payments total $150 million, while non-contributory payments total $6.1 million. A total of almost 51,000 persons were receiving monthly pensions as of May 2025.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corvell Pfeiffer. Well, we heard there that immigration appears to be outperforming its projections. NIB, on the other hand, still has a lot of work to do. The minister says that NIB will continue to prioritize a robust and proactive collection strategy, which is aimed at improving compliance and expanding its contribution base. Something worth noting here is that retired pensioners make up the fastest growing group of claimers. Clint?
Carl, before you go, any other clue or symbol on any additional changes they're going to do with NIB, or are they pretty much on target based on the changes that were made already? Did he speak to the future of the plan?
Well, what he got into more specifically is how they intend to really tightening up some of the loose ends there and really just ensuring that efficiency remains a top focus. And what he seems most concerned about is just ensuring that we get NIB on proper fiscal footing, Clint.
All right, thanks a lot, Corvell. Great reporting tonight. Well, from Grand Bahama, with billions in new investments and a wave of Grand Bahamians being called back home, that island is said to be stepping into a season of renewal. Jobs are opening up, businesses are growing, and now all eyes are on one key thing: housing. As demand begins to outpace supply, officials and realtors say it's a sign of progress and a chance for locals to seize new opportunities. Here's Raven Davis of our Northern Service.
Despite over $2 billion in new investments and ongoing appeals for Grand Bahamians to return home, a new challenge has surfaced.
Now we need to have the accommodations in terms of apartments, in terms of homes being built.
According to the Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, jobs are now available, and beyond that, there's an abundance of entrepreneurial opportunities.
Grand Bahama and even especially in the city of Freeport as well, it's designed to accommodate, up to 250, 300,000 people. We right now, our population is 47,000, and it once stood at 60,000. And so there's room for expansion, there's room for development, there's room for growth.
And while Freeport may be built for growth, realtors are adding their voices to the call, encouraging Grand Bahamians to seize a stake in the housing market now, especially as more Nasuvians and international buyers turn to Grand Bahama, where real estate is still considered competitively priced.
Reach out to an agent. You can do a virtual purchase. You can come in and take virtual tours of the property. So you can't wait until you're here. You can start now. We still have available apartments for sale. We still have land, which is, of course, very much available and very affordable in Grand Bahama. And so we're inviting those persons. Start today.
But as buyers begin to show interest and new properties rise, so too does the concern over the island's aging infrastructure. Many streets remain lined with dilapidated buildings, visual echoes of past economic hardships. But according to realtor Alex Thompson, that's only part of the story.
With respect to the dilapidated buildings, believe it or not, a lot of them are under offer, under contract. But these things take time because these aren't $10,000, $30,000 arrangements. You're talking about hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars of property that is being, transferred with title.
From developments like this one just behind the Raven Mall to the renovation of the old Butler's Funeral Home, visible signs of investments are slowly emerging. While some of these deals took years to finalize, officials say progress is clearly happening. So the next time you drive through the island streets, do so with hopeful eyes. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis.
All right, meantime, back here in the Capitol, Social Services Minister, the Honorable Miles Regatta, revealing during his contribution to the budget debate last week that authorities are seeing an uptick in a very disturbing practice: commercial sexual exploitation, a practice widely perpetrated by mothers against their very own underage daughters. Minister Regatta expanding on this issue with ZNS News on the sidelines of last Friday's Labor Day parade, speaking more to just how prevalent the practice has become.
But this has been a problem that's has been going on for a while. We just thought it was important to bring it to the attention of the Bahamian people because it's more widespread and prevalent than most Bahamians understand.
Well, authorities say the mothers arranged transactional sex between their daughters and adult males in exchange for payment of their household bills. The girls are mostly between the ages of 14 and 16. Now, while Minister Regatta did not want to specify which communities officials are seeing these cases most often, he did acknowledge the role socioeconomics plays and addressed what's being done to deal with this kind of practice.
The police have been involved in some of these matters, but sometimes you're better off to protect the identity of the children. You don't want to bring the parents or bring it to the attention of the public who the parents are, because now you know who the kids are.
So what happens next?
Well, once the matters are reported to the police, then the police take control of the matter. I'm not making any excuses. A lot of time it's just it's sad to say this, but it's just the reality of the day that mothers in particular find it necessary to prostitute their children, and it's shocking, it's alarming. It should be widely discouraged, but we cannot act as if it is not happening.
Wow. Obviously, this is where we need serious intervention in society. If this is happening and this is being seen as normal in communities, there has to be new intervention. And I'm hoping, because the minister has brought this to light, that those relevant programs that are stationed in those inner communities, or even on the outskirts that can go into the communities, will do so and try and rescue these young ladies' lives before it's damaged and it's too late. When you know better, then you do better. And now that our society is being made aware of this, there must be intervention, and I'm hoping that we will hear the other side of this story, where there is intervention and there are persons being rescued from this. I cannot for the life of me understand why mothers would do this with their daughters and there will be no consequences for it. We cannot allow the lives of young people to be ruined like this because of a selfish parent who is just become very obviously desperate. And we need to talk more about this. I don't think this conversation should end here with just the minister talking about it. I think we need to have greater discussions about this and talk to people who can bring greater intervention. We cannot allow our society to produce this kind of results and we sit quietly by it and just say it's the norm. We cannot accept that. That's not the society we know, and we must begin to intervene until there is change. It's my 5 cents. Anyway, we're going to a break tonight. Tonight's show will focus more on politics. We've been talking to the opposition. We've been talking to the government about the budget. Now, tonight we're going to talk to another opposition party who, of course, does have representation in Parliament, the Coalition of Independents. We're going to hear their take on the budget and their take on what's happening. We're going to talk to the leader, Lincoln Bain. He's here to discuss a myriad of stories of national interest tonight. So join us on the other side of the break. The conversation with the rundown on Lincoln Bain right after this break. Stay with us, please.
Are you ready for the hottest sports show on the market? It's called The Timeout, Sundays on the ZNS Television Network. In our first show, 4 decades of sports in the country.
Let's go.
At Frame Studio, as soon as you enter the door, we showcase any individual that comes in there and make it feel like they are at home. The space itself is 1,800 square foot. Our psych wall, which is industry standard also, is 24 feet wide. You can do anything that you can possibly think of. At Frame Studio, under our theme, Now Create More, we look at Frame Studio as a canvas, and any artist know a canvas is blank, and then you create whatever you want to do, right? So we have where you could rent tools. We even have workstations that people could rent out. To anyone inspiring to do what I've done, or what my colleagues have done, or any other journey, I would say to you, don't be afraid. The worst someone can actually tell you is no. So if you have a vision, you have an idea, not everyone will get it. But if you believe in your vision, you believe in your idea, I say go wholeheartedly at it.
For more information about the Creative Entrepreneurs Initiative and the Crafting the Bahamas workshops, email info@sbdcbahamas.com or call us at 461-7232.
Planning the execution of a newscast is serious business. From the assignment to the concept of the story, everything has to be precise, on point, always. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, is your trusted news service. We get it right the first time. Our preparation for you each night is done with care, knowing that our voices will reach you on 700 islands and keys with unquestionable accuracy. It gives me great pleasure each night to say,
welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. I'm your national anchor, Mukesh Lapinder.
Welcome back to the Rundown. A special good evening to all of you joining us on social media. Those of you in the Lion's Den, I see it's quite active already. And of course, that's us on Facebook. Those of you watching us by YouTube, whether you're watching your cable platforms here in the country, Turks and Caicos, Caribbean, around the world, welcome. It's always good to have you to the Rundown. Well, with one seat in Parliament, the Coalition of Independents plan to table a bill to give every Bahamian 1 acre of Crown land. This along with the party recently tabling a bill to establish a fully independent Bahamas Fire and Rescue Service. The party's parliamentary representative further outlined their plans for the country when its Member of Parliament for Central Grand Bahama, Iram Lewis, contributed to the 2025-2026 budget debate last week. Well, to give us a preview of this and more is the leader of the Coalition of Independents, Lincoln Bain. Welcome, sir. It's always good to have you here.
It's always good to be here.
Before we get into all of this, you and I were talking on the break, because I'm still a bit disturbed about the last story about mothers prostituting their young daughters to be able to pay bills. And some people said in the Lion's Den online, you know, what about these good-for-nothing men who actually pay the money? And that is true. Yes. You know, it's one thing for mothers to do this, but it's another thing for grown men to engage in it.
Yeah, but we also have to talk about our good-for-nothing governments that have allowed our people to fall into a state of desperation. I think that our governments need to do more to empower Bohemian. I'm not blaming just this administration, because this has been going on for a long time. And it seems like after every election period, we go lower and lower as a people. We keep falling downward instead of being lifted up. We just keep getting more taxes, etc. The burden on the Bahamian people are leading us to not only live on the streets, but to sell ourselves. And this has to change. And it can change. We can empower our people, and that bill that you mentioned is one step in empowering the Bahamian people with land. I think it's also disappointing that the minister would say that this thing is prevalent, but we don't see arrests being prevalent. What about the intervention, as you said? You should be ashamed to bring this to the public and not come and say that we have arrested this amount of people for this.
I know he would mention in his soundbite that sometimes to protect the identity of the victim, sometimes they don't go to court. But I'm thinking there has to be another way. That can't. To me, that may suggest people continue doing it because they know they're not going to go to court because people are going to be embarrassed to talk about it. And I believe there is a way to still protect innocence while punishing the guilty.
To say that you won't go to court because you want to protect the victim is ludicrous. And I hope that didn't really come out of his mouth. I believe you, but I hope that didn't come out of his mouth because that means that justice fails. We need a country that actually works, and we need justice. We keep hearing about young girls going missing, and then we hear that they were found, they were with so-and-so, but we're not hearing enough of the persons they were with being arrested.
Correct.
And so we need to deal with this. And something else that we're going to push while we are in the House of Assembly, even before government, is the age of sexual consent needs to change. It
what do you
needs
think
to
it needs
change
to go to?
from 16 to 18. It is absolutely nonsensical that someone cannot sign any agreement, cannot drive a car, cannot do anything in this country but go to school, but they are allowed to bring another life into this country. They're allowed to have sex. That needs to change immediately. And we are going to put that forward, and we're going to look and see which politicians vote against that. That has to change now.
Let's talk now about what we started out talking about, and that is obviously being able to give 1 acre of land. Some people have criticized you, saying, oh, that can't happen. Oh, how are you going to do that? Oh, you're just talking to try and track words. Talk about your plan.
To say that can't happen means that persons don't know what they have. And I think that politicians over the years have kept us not knowing the value of what we have so that they can continue to use it for themselves. For example, the Ingram administration did a study, and it showed that we had 4 million acres of crown land. Some of it was wetland, so you're probably looking at about 3.5 million acres. If you have 3.5 million acres or even 3 million acres, and there's only 200,000 Bahamian adults, giving each Bahamian an acre of land is only 200,000 acres. That doesn't even touch the inventory. Why is it that we can't get ours? When a foreign company comes here, we can say, oh, the I group wants to go to Meguana. Let's give them 10,000 acres. And many years later, they've still done nothing with the acres, other than, I guess, use it for collateral for something. We had the Ginn operation come, 5,000 acres to one person. Just gave them 5,000 acres. But when Bahamians want their crown land, they get nothing. And we have companies that get crown land right now in this country. They build low-cost homes, given to them, the crown land given to them by government, build low-cost homes, and then sell a piece of it to us. So they are benefiting, and this is why, and that's political interest, and this is why they don't want to give us this to benefit. We believe that if you give Bahamians their acre of crown land, they can use it as collateral, and it can be used to help lift them up. We can't afford to live in this country. We can't afford a place to live in this country. And so we need to bring the cost of living down, and if you give someone an acre of crown land, which is equivalent to 8 pieces of property, and they can use a part of it for collateral and build their house on a part of it, and their children can get a part of it. And so the question now is, do you do this over and over? No, this is a one-time thing for those living now, and their children can benefit. All right, because that's 8 pieces of property, 1 acre. And so you won't do this forever, because if you do it forever, you're going to run out of property. Right. But you do this for those living right now who are adults, and it gives them something to build on. Other nations have done this. Right. America did it. Canada did it back in the day. Of course, they did it for economic purposes and to spread the wealth to their people.
Let's talk about the Department of Lands and Surveys, if it's still called that, because that is, and they've admitted themselves, it's a lot of confusion there, right? Because there's things that are outdated, the documents are missing, people still don't know what's crown land from what's somebody's land, generational land. There are a lot of challenges. You talk to people who try to just go and say, I want to purchase, or I want to find out what crown land is available on various family islands so I can invest, or we can go back home to where we came from and put something there and invest. And it's almost an age-old process. And I do know the minister responsible has done a lot of work trying to modernize it, but the people there have said, and he's agreed, it's a far ways off from being where it should be, because it's been allowed to fall behind for so many years. It is a ball of confusion. In a perfect system, that seems like that's easy to do. You just match up what's crown land, and you match up your 1 acre and come get to an acre. But in this system that seems to be so challenged, that'll be difficult to do.
I think it is a ball of confusion intentionally.
You believe so?
They are doing that so they can make it difficult for you to get what.
But these are Bahamians working there. You think they're gonna intentionally make it difficult?
I don't think that they are doing it. The people over them is making this whole process confusing, and you keep seeing them bring people in and out. Political people with political interests or political appointees are being put in there. For a long period of time, the people at Lands and Surveys were going to work and hanging out outside because there was no leadership, there was nothing to do there, and they were going home. From the beginning of this administration, I was informed. And so there was no leadership there for some time. And so now some leadership is being put there because we've started to speak about this. But they are making this confusion. It's a simple process. It's very simple. They know exactly where the Crown Land is. They have maps of where the Crown Land is. They have historical maps. I've seen them. So what is the problem? They are making it confusing so that it's difficult for us to get what is ours. The law says that Crown Land is for the benefit of Bahamians, of the Bahamian people. That's the law. And so Bahamians have an entitlement to it. But what they don't want is everyone just going and grabbing the Crown Land. So that's why they don't announce where Crown is, because if you possess it, it's really difficult for them to move you from it. And we have to do this now, Clint, because our Crown Land has been being abused over the years. Foreigners have been coming. Foreigners have been coming here and taking over our Crown Land.
Will you prohibit foreigners from having access to Crown Land?
Prohibit foreigners?
Yes.
No, Crown Land is for the benefit of Bahamians.
So you will ensure that it's only for Bahamian people?
Now, foreigners, if they're making an investment, for example, major investment, can partner with us and the land will be the collateral. So, for example, RCL just got a part of Paradise Island, valuable Crown Land, to do a resort there. Instead of just giving it to them or even selling it to them at a discount rate, I would have said we're going to partner. You're going to partner with our Sovereign Wealth Fund, so you're going to own a part, the Bahamian people are going to own a part, and we will benefit from the profits. So instead of just issuing Crown Land to these foreigners, really, when they just come with a dream and no money and then using our land to get the money, we'll do it differently. We have a different kind of mindset. So you have a resort, you want to build on our Crown Land, okay, you will partner with us, and our investment is the land.
Let's talk about the budget. The 2025 budget is being presented in Parliament. What is the coalition response to the budget presentation?
We want to see more empowerment for our people. And what the Minister of Social Services expressed is just a symptom of what's really going on behind the scenes. There are people living on beaches. There are people parked at police stations, single mothers, because they have nowhere to go. People are hurting in this country. And it hurts me to hear, the government bragging about surpluses, etc., when there are so many people hurting in this country and we're pretending and it doesn't exist. And us pretending is an insult to injury for those people who are suffering. And so we need more empowerment of Bahamians. We need everything to move towards Bahamians. They said they signed a deal for the carbon credits, Clint. Before the last election, they said that Lincoln Bain is selling dreams. Carbon credit isn't real. That's a scam. Don't listen to him. Now, after the election, that's all they're talking about. So now that they've signed a deal with it, and it's worth billions of dollars, that's what Alfred Sayers says, that's what the Prime Minister said, it's worth billions of dollars, why can't we use that money to directly empower Bahamians? That's what we want, Clint. Because when we empower the people, they are going to live their dreams, they're going to use their gifts, and it's going to benefit the whole society. People say that we're offering people things as an election ploy, etc., etc. No. Every country that moved from a developing nation to a developed nation did one thing: empower their people. You've traveled to Dubai, you've seen what they've done, Qatar, other nations, Norway, etc. They empowered their people, and by empowering their people, 15 people in a cabinet don't determine what happens in a country. The biggest problem in our country is access to capital. Many people have talents and dreams. They can do things, but they don't have the capital to open their business or to take risks, because if you lose, you're in trouble. And so if you start distributing the money to the people and they have access to this capital, now they will build the resorts. They will build the entertainment that the tourists need so they're not bored when they come here. They can build the entertainment they need so they can come off of the ship. They can now do many things in the country that we need, and we can stop depending on politicians. We want to take the power from the politician and put it in the hands of the people. And the first way to empower people is through land. You know why? It costs the government nothing to give us our acre of land. Nothing.
All right. We're going to take a first break. When we come back, I want to talk more about the budget and talk more about the coalition and its plans, particularly as we head into election season. Talk a little bit about that. You're watching a rundown with leader of the COI, Lincoln Bain. We're back after this. Stay close.
The internet isn't just for surfing. There's a sea of shoppers buying online, and you can connect with them on Tingsy. Tingsy is the SBDC's online storefront built for Bohemians. Take your business to the next level by selling to customers online, both at home and around the world. People want Bohemian things, and if you got things to sell, sell on Tingsy. Find out how you can connect with a sea of buyers by visiting TingsyBahamas.com.
Hey, what's up, Mario?
Hey, Dale, what's going on?
Have you seen ZNS new digital platforms?
No. Let me go check it out.
Good day, Bahamas. I'm Devontae Hanna, and this is ZNS Digital,
where we cater to your news and entertainment needs. Are you a foodie? I thought so. Then look out for Digital Bites.
Shining a light on Bohemians and the good that they do, ZNS Digital is home to the sunshine one.
Keeping up with the latest trends, our original content will keep you entertained.
Yeah, that's cool.
But have you seen the new website?
No, I didn't see it. Let me go look.
We're still your most trusted source for news and information.
That's ZNS Digital?
Yeah, that's ZNS Digital, the people station in your pocket.
Summer in the Bahamas. The weather is hot, but not as hot as the ZNS summer packages. Get ads on ZNS TV or ZNS Radio Network or the TV community page, or a combination of all three. ZNS has got you covered with great prices, whatever package you choose. Book before June 7th and get the local Federation Championship Baseball bonus full of all kinds of extras free of charge. Contact your account executive or call ZNS Sales at 502-3800 today. Hot summer package rates valid until July 31st.
Welcome back to the Rundown. My guest tonight is leader of the Coalition of Independents, Lincoln Bain. And of course, we're talking about the budget, talking about some of the proposed plans of the COI. And I do have a question that's coming in online. The person said, how do you determine your people, meaning Bahamian people, given that we're so multiculturally mixed? How do you say that this particular family is deserving of 1 acre of land, but there's a Jamaican or Haitian or Cuban at the head of that family, even though there's a Bahamian in there? How do you determine?
Well, it doesn't have to do with who's at the head of the family. You're not giving it to families, we're giving it to Bahamians. That's why we said 200,000 acres, because we believe that there are about 200,000 Bahamian adults in this country. And so if you're a Bahamian, you're going to get this. Now, we have to determine how we're going to determine certain things. Some people want to decide if persons who are naturalized deserve this, or if persons who have who are born here and have a Bahamian parent deserve this. That's things that we're going to discuss in terms of the debate when it gets to the House of Assembly.
Let's talk about...
But the Bahamas is for Bahamians, to be clear. The Bahamas is for Bahamians, and it's time for us to get what is ours.
Let's talk about the immigration policy. Today, the Minister of Immigration made his presentation in Parliament today. What are some of the things that you want to see changed when it comes to immigration?
We put out our immigration plan, and the first thing we need to change in immigration is corruption. We have all the immigration laws that we need. We're not seeing these laws enforced properly. There's a lot of slippage. You've seen persons even being arrested for false passports or assisting people getting false passports, and people are getting work permits. People are just arriving and getting work permits. So a lot of slackness is going on, and we believe that comes from the top. Based on our experience with the Immigration Department, there are good officers there who want to see what's right for this country, because it's them who contacted us to let us know what was going on when the minister was being accused of certain things. And so we know that they want what's right for this country. And once the leadership is not there putting pressure on them to do certain things, we saw documents where they said, we were told to do this, we were told to do that. But when that goes away, when the leadership is for this country first and making sure that we're not overrun by anyone else, then of course we believe that the people will fall in line. And so we have to make sure that illegal immigrants have nowhere to stay. We have to make sure that the laws are enforced to make sure if you harbor an illegal immigrant, that you're going to be punished. If you hire an illegal immigrant, you're going to be punished. And we feel that once those things are put in place and they have nowhere to go, they're not going to come here. They're going to find somewhere else. The way they do it with Dominican Republic, they're not going there. They're not going to Long Island for certain reasons. And so if we believe that countrywide this thing is disciplined, it will stop happening. And Clint, you know, we're not saying that we're against immigration.
Right.
We are against illegal immigration because it hurts everyone on both sides. It's hurting the immigrants who are coming here because they were being abused for many years. Their children were forced to grow up in shanty towns with no proper electricity and water, etc., etc. There were persons who would be robbed, and because they were illegal immigrants, they couldn't make a complaint. And so persons targeted them. A woman could be raped, and she wouldn't make a complaint because she was an illegal immigrant, and she knew that she may be deported. And so that's a travesty of justice. We want this country to work properly, so come here the right way so that you can have a driver's license, you can have a bank account, you can live here properly on the record, and we can know how much hospital beds we need because we know how much people are here. Country that you went to, Dubai, their citizen population is just over 300,000, just like us, but their total population is 3 million. So they have a lot of immigrants, but they don't have an immigration problem because everyone goes there the right way. And if you're coming in the country to help them build the country, you can stay and you can benefit. But don't come here the wrong way, take over our land, push people out of their houses, and do things incorrectly. That is not going to happen. And that doesn't just go against Haitians. That's Haitians, Chinese, or whoever come to this country. You're going to come here the right way, and you're going to contribute so that we can benefit.
Let's talk. The budget this year, as announced by Prime Minister, focuses on family islands. It's a national budget that he's saying he's focusing on development of the family islands. Talk about some of the plans that the Coalition of Independents has penned for family island development.
Anything that they're offering for family islands or anything they're offering in this budget is too little, too late. You're a year out from election. Anything that you're proposing to do, you should have already done. You should not be, after 4 years, now talking about what you're going to do. You should be wrapping up. You should be now bragging about all the stuff that you have done. That's significant. We're not seeing that. The first thing we want to do with the family islands is we want to empower them. We have island states and city government. And what does that mean? That means that the money that's made in Andros stays in Andros. The money that's made in Freeport, Grand Bahama, stays in Grand Bahama. So they can develop their islands. The problem with all of our family islands is they're neglected. You know why? Because they are depending on some politician in Nassau to give them what they need, to know what they need. And that's why when you go to every single island, there's neglect. All of them. You shouldn't be having conversations about fire trucks and ambulances and roads and clinics. And why? 50 years later? Do you know why you're having a conversation? Because only who feels it knows it. So what we're doing is we're making sure they have their own budget on the family islands that they keep.
Each island.
Each island. And they send the money, a portion of it, a royalty, to the central government to do central government purposes. And they will have their own cities, and these cities have their own budget. So the people will determine whether they build a dock or a bridge. That's their business. They know what they need in their society. Of course, they'll make sure the schools are finished. You know why? Because their children have to go there. The roads will be fixed. You know why? Because they have to drive on those roads. But when you're depending on a politician, that's when you get disappointed. People ask, well, we don't know if you all are going to do what you all promised to do. No. We're not going to do it. You're going to do it yourselves. We're changing the game. The country that operates properly, where you, the people, have the say. We're taking power from the politician and giving it to the people. There's nothing better you can do for the family islands right now. They know what they need.
So is there a direct plan by the COI as far as what it is, point by point, that we want to do in the Family Islands, aside from just giving them a budget and saying, okay, go ahead and run your island? Are there specific plans and ideas that you can share with the Bahamian people that the coalition wants to implement?
Yes, we're going to release, just like we did before last election, we're going to release plans for each island specifically, what we want to do with each of them. We haven't released that yet, but of course, we're not giving them a budget. Remember, they collect taxes on their island. So, for example, like Harbor Island, they're sending, I think now it's $50 million to New Providence, and they get back about $380,000. That's ridiculous. That's shameful. It should probably be the opposite. And so right now, they have poor electricity, poor water, their dock is damaged. If they had their $50 million, don't you think that all of their problems would be fixed?
Do you believe whatever they generate, they should be able to keep?
Yes, and they should pay a royalty to the central government so that the central government can operate. That's how the state should work. This happens in America, in Canada, even the communist countries. China has city government, Russia. This is how it's supposed to work. England has this. And so our politicians don't want this because they want to keep the control. They want to determine who gets the contract. The people in the Family Island know who the crooked contractors are. They know who the efficient ones are. They grew up with them. And so everything will be more efficient. And it's like Jethro said to Moses, you put the tens over the hundreds over the thousands, etc., thousands over the millions, so that now you can watch. You can actually have these people accounting, and you can have accounting from every section, and you know what everyone needs. Not a couple people in Nassau trying to run these 700 islands and over 2,000 keys. We have to change this so we can become efficient and run this like a business.
Will this be operated through local governments on Family Islands?
We're going to use the local government laws to do this without a referendum. We're just going to change it so that they have a real budget and so that the money they use stay there. So it's going to happen very quickly. We've put out a timeline to show how quickly this is going to happen and exactly what's going to happen and when it's going to happen, when it goes in the House of Assembly and vote, etc. So we're putting real plans out there. And so using the local government law, we're gonna modify those laws, amend them to make sure that now local government becomes city government. You have a mayor who's responsible. And you know what changes everything? Because right now you're depending on a politician to put up street signs, to put speed bumps, to fix potholes, and you get disappointed. Now you're gonna have a mayor whose responsibility is those things. And guess what happens? If he doesn't do his job, he's fired. You have someone who can get fired if your streets aren't paved, if the work isn't done, if the school isn't finished. You finally have someone who could be fired. Not 5 years later, now. We got to change this country. This country needs radical change. Whatever we have been doing isn't working. And so we got to do something differently. And I believe the people have the skill and the talent to do what needs to be done.
As you prepare, we talked about talking about the election season, going into election in another year. What is COI doing to try and, I guess, convince in each constituency, because that's how you become a government, by winning constituencies. What is your plan on the ground in constituencies?
Boots on the ground. We're going to knock on every door and let them hear the vision for the New Bahamas. Boots on the ground. We're going to touch every door. And at the same time, we're going to continue to broadcast live every week. Every week for years, Clint, we have been going live Sunday at 5 o'clock on social media to make sure that people can ask us the questions. The same thing that you're doing now. We put ourselves out there to the public, not with scripted text that we read slowly to the people. And we don't know what we're talking about. We know this stuff from our heart, and we put ourselves out there to the Bohemian public. We're going to continue to do so. And what's really happening, this movement is a grassroots movement, because there is a COI strong supporter in every business in this country, in every house in this country, and they are spreading the message. And so we go live Sunday at 5 o'clock every single week to make sure that we give them the message, and they have a chance to call in and say, Lincoln, this isn't adding up. This doesn't make sense. How are you going to do this? And we can answer their question. And if for some reason they're right, we can say, hey, you know what? We're right. We're willing to pivot.
When we talk about candidates, obviously everybody's asking the parties who you're running, who you're putting in the constituencies and so forth. Talk a little bit about your candidates. I know the last time we spoke, you had just come off of your candidates launch. Talk a little bit about the work that they're doing and who they are.
Well, we have a lot of very credible candidates. A lot of these are not the names that you've been used to, the same old politicians that have been failing us. These are qualified Bahamians who want to see change, who want to be that change, who think that the politicians have been failing us. And so we've, starting last September, we started launching our candidates. We launched our first 20 candidates, and we've launched some more since. We're going to launch some more this month when we have the official opening, and we're hoping that ZNS can be there for our...
We're always there. We're probably the only station that always, when you call, we come.
You always do. Well, we are going to be having the official opening of our national headquarters. And so we've come to stay. We're in this for real, and we're going to match them on every level. So we're going to be opening a national headquarters. You're going to hear more from some of our candidates, and we're looking forward to Bohemian seeing that this isn't the third parties you've been used to. We are competing on every level. We're traveling. We're traveling to all of the islands. We're having our rallies, our conventions. We're doing everything on their level. Now we're going to be opening our national headquarters, something that every COI supporter can be proud of.
All right.
And so we have, for example, Dr. MacGyver, because you asked me with some of our candidates, just off the top of my head. Dr. MacGyver is very well known. She's a hotelier, she's a developer, etc. She's my deputy, and she's very qualified. She doesn't have to do this. She's never been involved in politics, just like all of these candidates. Never been involved in politics, never went door to door for any political party, and she's decided that this country needs change. William Knowles, who is our Shadow Minister of Finance, he's a businessman, he's a CPA, an accountant, very respected. He's also a pastor. They run a prominent business, National Plumbing, and so he doesn't have to be doing this. We have, of course, you know, Maria Daxon. She's an activist. Charlotte Green, also an activist, with a good resume to herself also. But we also have a university professor, all right, and Mr. Tyrone Green. He's a University of the Bahamas professor. He's also a CPA, and so we need CPAs to be counting and auditing what's been going on. And so also a very prominent man. We have Mr. Trevor Green, who also is a gentleman with a master's degree in education, something that we need. He educated teachers in the United States, but decided to come back home to do this. I can go on with a long list of qualified people, but just go to our website and you'll start to see some of them and who they are and what they've done. But these are qualified Bahamians. All of them aren't talkers, all right? They are doers. In every government, you need people who could get stuff done. And when we come with these plans, before I come and say we can give everyone a piece of crown land, we have persons we need to fall on. All right, we need to be able to say, CPA, go to this plan we have to go solar in BEC. And this is what we're doing. CPAs, look at this and make sure this makes sense and the money is right. And so that's what we're doing.
Let's take our final break and we'll be back to wrap up right after this. Stay close.
The new stuffed crust cheddar flavor has a taste you'll enjoy.
Outside and inside.
With a delicious stuffed crust covered in irresistible cheddar flavor. Come and try the new stuffed crust cheddar flavor only at Little Caesars.
Pizza, pizza.
After 30 years of banking, I've decided to take a leap of faith. I moved from banking into an untapped industry, which is manufacturing in the Bahamas. And now we are standing on 3 acres of land on which we're going to be putting the Bahamas' first end-to-end plastic recycling company, Eden Recycling and Manufacturing Company Limited. Eden has 2 arms, recycling and manufacturing.
This is groundbreaking for us. It's never been done before. It really makes a difference, not only in the Bahamas, but even around the world. This is not just a project that we're doing so that we can make a couple of dollars. We want to make sure that it benefits those who come after us. In future generations, we hope that this is a small vision, that they will take it and they'd expand on it. We can have the formula for what it means to do end-to-end recycling in the Bahamas, in the region, and even if we have to export these ideas and thoughts and concepts even into the U.S.
This year, King Door National Parkinson Foundation is taking you back to the old school.
with entertainment by TMF, the band formerly known as Maze, featuring Frankie Beverly.
Joy and pain. Y'all better come on now. It's like sunshine and rain. Sing it one more time.
Save the date. Saturday, June 28th, 2025. Atlantis Paradise Island. Kingdor National Parkinson Foundation, 25th Annual Charity Gala Ball. Stay tuned for more details.
Welcome back. We're wrapping up our discussion with leader of the Coalition of Independents, Lincoln Bain. Always insightful, always good to hear someone talk about what they're at the future and so forth, and what their plans are and how they plan on making it happen. And one thing I always say, and I have no problem saying this on television, I always say, listen, if you have your people with you, they ought to be present every time. I always say, you always know when Lincoln Bain is here because the people are there online and the people are there supporting him. And so say what you like, criticize who you want to, but the COI, they always show up for their leader. And you can't knock them for that. And they're on there battling, they're on there fighting. I read them, the whole time while you're talking, I'm reading at them because listen, that's the reality and the nature of it. If you don't have your people supporting you, you ought to question how you're going to move nationally if the people who are a part of you aren't there fighting and in battle with you. And so say what you like. You criticize them as much as you want, but they're always there. They're always present, and that shows you that they are behind the person that they support. And that's always a good thing. And I wanted to be the first to say that because, you know, I think we've come to a place in this country where we like to discredit what's not normal or what we don't consider the popular way, right, or the normal way. And we discredit it and dismiss it, and then we regret doing it because you recognize that people have impact and people reach people. And I think a lot of people need to move away from this rhetoric of what's routine and start to listen. Start to listen and start to understand that if you are not meeting the needs of people, you're not hearing the hearts and the cries of people, you're going to find yourself wishing you did.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, that's what public life is all about, serving people, hearing people. You don't have to agree with everybody say, but you listen to them. People will criticize, people will even, they'll call you names, they'll make memes of you, they'll go after you. You can't take it personal. Yeah. You have to understand that that is what the nature of it is, and if you are passionate about making a difference, you continue making a difference, and not worry about those who will oppose you. But in these last few minutes, what is the message that you want to get out to the Bahamian people?
What is not the norm in this country is for Bahamians to be first. What is not the norm is for Bahamians to benefit from our economies.
Yeah.
That is not the norm in this country. It's not the norm for Bahamians to be able to get full access to their crown land. It is not the norm. The norm in our country should not be normal.
Yeah.
The norm is that the foreigners come and they get all of the benefits, they have all of the rights. The norm is that Bahamians get abused and the unions have to fight every administration to get what was signed for. The norm is that our electricity isn't where it should be. The norm is that we have bad health care. The norm is that we don't have proper fire engines and ambulances. I mean, 50 years later, the norm is not normal. And at some point, we have to say, does it have to be this way?
Right. Right.
Is this the way it's supposed to be?
Right.
Do we keep in this same cycle because we just love a political party more than we love ourselves and our children? The norm is that we are being flooded with people from outside of this country, legal and illegal. That's foreigners from the north and foreigners from the south are getting everything while nothing is for us. I heard the speeches on YouTube. Go and look for the 1987 campaign speech of Sir Randall Fox, a man who is my role model and hero. If you play that speech today, that would be relevant today. Nothing has changed from the battle Sir Randall Fox fought for. He's talking about foreigners coming to get the beaches and take access from us. He's talking about the price of everything going high. You can't afford living. You can't afford food and groceries. We keep getting taxed more and more every time. That's Sir Randall Fox. It is still happening to this day. You know why he said? Because we keep fooling with the PLP and F&M. That's him. This is years later. And at some point, we got to wake up, Bahamas. We got to shake up the system, man. At least let them feel that they are vulnerable. Right now, they don't care. They do what they want. They rape, rob, and pillage. And they don't care about us because we're going to vote for them or their friends. They don't care. We have to shake them up and make them realize you could lose power.
Yeah.
And for once, we should take the power from them. But we're going to take that power permanently and give it to the people. We don't want power, you know. Some people think that this is about power for us. All of our candidates, if you look at them carefully, none of them were interested in politics prior to this. None of them. Not even activists like Maria Daxon and Charlotte Green, etc. They were never interested in politics. We had to drag Maria to run. We want a new nation that works for Bahamians. Why can't we benefit? Some people don't believe the numbers that we're saying, but do you believe that we should get some benefit?
Right.
Other countries are doing it. Jamaica is now going to be giving benefits to their people. Checks, directly. Barbados is going to be using universal basic income, giving money to their people every month. Cayman Islands, Turks and Caicos, you see what they've been doing. Now, we see that Guyana is doing this. $100,000 in their money, in their currency, to every person. Why can't we get what is due to us? Because you believe someone is going to squander theirs, so if he's going to squander theirs, you shouldn't get yours?
Right.
We're not begging, and this is not a handout. It belongs to us. It doesn't belong to the politicians, Clint. It belongs to us, and we have to change our mindset. When a politician comes to you to give you that handout, that's yours. He is giving you what is already yours. We have to change our thinking. And the reason they keep us poor, both parties, is because they want us to feel so grateful when they come with that $100 to say, come on this march, I give you $100.
You were in the march.
Vote for me.
You were in the march. What happened?
I was on the march because I felt they desecrated the honor of Sir Randall Fox. Politicians should be able to participate. Every party should be able to participate. But when you say that your campaign is going to be launched on that and you're taking it over, and we see politicians' face, and instead of Sir Randall Fox's face, I have a problem with that. Sir Randall Fox did so much to change this nation, it's mind-blowing. A lot of the change that we see happened because of the general strike, not because of any political party. It happened because of things that Sir Randall did. And I implore everyone to go on YouTube, search Sir Randall Fox, and see the things he did. I don't have time. Or read his book, The Faith That Moved Mountains, and see that that man was the real champion of the Bohemian people.
That's a good note to end it on. We're out of time, not out of conversation, but you know, we always can pick it up the next time around again.
The 28th of June is our opening for our new headquarters.
Where is it going to be?
It's going to be impressive. We're going to announce that.
You'll announce where it'll be soon. Okay, yes. 28th of June. Lincoln Bay, always a pleasure having you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
I always believe when you have people who are passionate about country first. That's what we have to get here. Put aside all the things that divide us, religion and political affiliation. Let's put all aside and put country first. And I think if we remember that, we'll always get along. Even when we disagree, we'll all be on the same page. Thank you again. Always a pleasure to have you. Thank you. That does it for the rundown. Be sure to stay locked to the ZNS Network for the Bahamas Night at 11. It's a final newscast in the country with the latest news and information with Royston Jones. For all of us here at ZNS, Clint Watson, thanks for joining us. Good night, everyone.
At Fort Montague, I'm Opal Roach. This is ZNS.